Okay, sorry about the long wait, everybody. We just had some stuff getting set up. How y'all doing today? Mine's Quest 1
We
Passes.
started
These are my
rebellion.
players. No, you didn't.
Well, we started rebellion because Rami or Quest ate the last taco in the fridge.
Really, you know I don't eat Mexican food.
That's true. It hurts.
I can't tolerate it. It's clearly I don't want it on my road. Anyway.
False.
Actually, I love Mexican food. Actually, fuck. It just can't get any good stuff here. Anyway.
Yeah.
So today's going to be a relatively low energy session from the feel of things. Just as a general, it seems to be with the switching of the seasons, everybody's just kind of blah. So
No, I want to kill people, murder people, even.
some of us have just had a bad day.
Yeah.
Blood for the blood god.
Don't say that. You'll summon Disra.
Disrespect.
This will
don't
fuck your surroundings.
The name Disra makes me think of Shinra.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I've been calling Dissy by her.
Disra
She's
Bombshell.
got her new personality of Aurora. I combined it to Disra, and she's like, it sounds like a Godzilla villain. And I went, you're damn right it does. So now
Our baby girl's turned into a kaiju. I'm so proud.
Bro. Who the fuck gave her the kaiju genes?
Probably her boyfriend. Anyway. So. Right, so last we left off, the caravan was attacked by a pair of mating bullets. Not as in the ones fired out of guns, though they definitely resemble them in some aspects. Giant, huge-sized even, creatures with massive carapaces and an appetite for people who trespass on their property. Thankfully, the combined force of the caravan was able to put them down before there were too many casualties, particularly the forces of the adventurers here were able to put them down with no losses and only some flesh wounds. The other side of the caravan, unfortunately, did not do quite as well, but that's just as well because they're turning around to head back to Don, capital of the Mordani Confederacy, because the bridge got brought down and the caravan does not have the resources to rebuild it anytime within the next few months, let alone right now. A single person in the caravan knows magic, transmutation magic of that caliber. So, the other half of the caravan continues forward. The forward half of the group, including our brave adventurers here in their massive wagon, bringing up the rear, also are now laden down with freshly dissected and pulled apart bullet parts, which they hope to later use to reinforce the caravan, or their wagon specifically.
I actually had a question, Quest.
What is it?
How many able-bodied fighters are on this section that we're traveling with? Like, how many went back? Like, basically, what are our numbers looking like at this point?
Well, the caravan's population effectively got dashed in half, even not counting the losses to the bullets. So, previously, what was a caravan train of about 8 wagons long is now brought down to 4, not counting the cart at the front, or the what do you call it? What's the word for that? Like the enclosed type of, forget. It's the one that's actually just seating and nothing else on the inside.
Oh, like a traveling wagon. Oh, we get what you mean.
Yeah. That is what holds. Yeah, at the very front. That's where Sergei and his retinue are. There's 3 other wagons behind that, and then there's you guys. In
So
each
out of the able-bodied fighter. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, in each wagon, there is usually roughly between 4 to 6 people, not including the driver, and then the horses.
Okay.
Yeah, not quite the establishing force that Sergei was hoping, or that Stanislav was hoping would make it. But unfortunately, these things are, while unpredictable, sometimes inevitable. Or at least that's how Sergei describes it, as complications like this happen on trips more often than not. Particularly when you start getting up into places like this, where there's very little you expect in terms of support or help, really. Any other questions?
That's really all from me. I was just wondering what we were looking at. Working with, rather.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Oh yeah. So that map I got, would I be able to fill it out as we're on the move?
Yes, so long as you spend an hour resting and charting it, you can chart it out. It's the edges are going to be a little bit fuzzy because you're in motion while you're charting it.
Right.
But over the course of an hour, you will be able to use it to get an idea of the surrounding area.
Would I have enough time to do that? At least enough like projected.
Absolutely. All it takes is an hour, and you're spending a lot of time just really sitting in the wagon, letting time pass, keeping an eye out.
Okay.
Because that's the other, or possibly what some people have called the most lethal part of caravan trails like this: the waiting, and the traveling, and the just passing the time, and not succumbing to boredom and becoming inattentive.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Any other questions from the folks?
All right. In that case, I will do that.
Okay. Case up first. Up once. So, as you guys can see, you've hopped the river. Actually, I need to throw you guys back on. Oh, there we go. So as you can all see, you've hopped the river. You are now transitioning between Rhymhell and Portalane. And you're making a very slow trek through the ever more wild terrain. The caravan itself is now forced to navigate via animal trails, as there are no worn wagon trails here anymore, and you guys left paved roads behind back in Mordan. So you guys are stuck to whatever looks like a worn trail that the wagons won't break their wheels in. Which, to be fair, they're made sturdy enough, and particularly yours, that at least as long as you keep it on a semi-level surface, you won't suffer too much. And there's spare wheels. I don't believe you guys actually... No, actually, Mr. Car Salesman actually gave you guys an extra wheel.
Yeah,
It's
I
part
was
of the
gonna
package.
I was gonna say I gave him some extra money. I thought we got an extra wheel for that.
Yeah, so if a wheel snaps, you'll have a spare.
Yeah, and luckily that didn't happen while we were fighting the giant.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, a little lucky.
Yeah, you got a little bit of damage to the wagon, but you will be able to live with. It was mostly superficial damage. So, the wagon keeps rumbling on westwards. So as it does, the weather starts to pick up. At first, it begins as a light snowfall, and then it progresses into thicker, powdery snow. And as you guys keep progressing westwards, it starts to be accompanied by a brisk, sharp wind. It begins
Boy,
to...
oh boy.
Hmm?
I said, boy, oh boy, the weather's getting bad.
The weather begins to worsen. A runner on horse starts making his way up and down the caravan to check in with people and make sure that people can keep each other's hind sections in sight so they don't lose each other. Okay.
The cart is sturdy enough not to too heavily shake, right?
I mean, the tarpaulin over the top is rippling with the wind, but it seems to be holding.
Okay.
It does shake a little bit now and again, but you think that's mostly just the size of the profile of the wagon. It's catching a lot more wind than the others would, but at the same time, it's also way heavier.
Okay.
There's more of it to catch winds.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like a big sail. And the caravan continues progressing westward. The wagon shakes more as the wind picks up. The snowfall becomes thicker. It really does get to the point where you can only really see a few meters out in any direction. But you can still, despite the sound dampening qualities of the snow falling around you, you can still hear people talking ahead of you. You can hear people, it sounds like Sergei shouting commands, and the drivers and passengers of all the wagons passing back messages every now and again. They'll warn you about, say, a pothole ahead in one of the animal trails, about a tree that they very nearly ran into, things like that. Forward, backwards warnings to make sure that people avoid it and they can keep each other in sight. Check something. Blake. Blake,
Yes,
would you like to roll me a sense motive?
I would. Yes, let me fill that. There it is.
Okay.
Ooh.
Roll. Ooh, you roll. Yes. So, trundling along the tundra, Flick, you get an intuition that something's not quite right. It's not quite the same as that feeling of the rumbling beneath the bullet came. It's a little less physical than that. Something feels off.
Is it the direction we're going in?
Looking down at the map, you see that the map doesn't have a little needle on it to show what direction you're moving in. Give me a perception to see if the direction that you guys are going in, or perception to see if you see if you can intuit what exactly is tripping you up.
And a 19.
So, before you were accompanied by the sound of the falling snow, the trundling of the caravans, the shouting up ahead. And unlike the time with the bullet, where there was some wildlife noise to help give away that the attack was imminent, you've not heard wildlife coming up this far for a while now. At the very least, nothing like bird song or anything like that.
Like it's dead silent?
Yeah, but it's the kind of dead silent you expect of like a snowfield. But in this case, it's not that it's dead silent, it's the shouting coming from up ahead. Before you had become used to it, as every now and again they would call out and issue an order and reach an instruction backward. The shouting sounds more urgent now. And then it cuts off. And the snowfall,
I've got a bad feeling about this.
and that's about as much warning you get before the snowfall begins to thicken more. So much so that you can barely see your hand in front of your face. Karia,
Yes,
would you like to give me a perception?
I absolutely would.
Since you're the one sitting in the driver's seat.
Oh, what in the world? One moment, my whole sheet decided to not only collapse but vanish, so I just had to pull them out again.
Did you double click your sheet?
Yeah, I think I might have. I also just totally accidentally threw our cart across the map. I apologize.
uh,
Uh,
actually, while you're doing that, Flick is going to speak up and say, I have a very, very bad feeling about this. It's far too quiet.
hmm. Well, the last time it was quiet, we got jumped by 2 metal monsters. So, great. 20 on the perception roll.
Okay. Um. So, before I get to that, to the rest of the people aboard the wagon, Flick has just issued a very ominous gut feeling. Do any of you respond to that?
Flick, what is it exactly? Where is it coming from? This feeling you're getting?
Is it coming from any particular direction out of character, or is it coming from all around?
Well, I mean, the most obvious direction is the shouting that used to be coming from the front and is now no longer.
Oh yeah. Flick will turn to Siren and say, you know how the folks up front or up at the front of the column have been shouting and giving out orders most of this time. You know, have you heard them say anything?
Varg silently closes his book and puts it away for safety. He says nothing.
It's quiet. Again, far too quiet for my liking.
I take it Holo Holo hears nothing but the wind outside and such.
The wind whipping against the wagon, the trundle of the wheels beneath you, the horses ahead, and that sort of muffled quality that heavy falling snow gives to outside sound.
Uh-huh.
Is that almost oppressive pressure on your ears?
Oh, also, quick question. Would we have gotten a shorter long rest by this point? Or is this immediately after?
This is
previous encounter?
afterwards. This is immediately afterwards.
Okay.
Okay.
I would say you would, because in Pathfinder there's no short or long rest, simply 8-hour rests.
Okay.
Okay.
I see. If I kind of shuffle to the front of the cart, can I like see or hear or make anything out?
Sure. Also, I need to make a small correction. There's such a thing as a short rest. In like in 5th edition, you can, I believe, you can sit down for I forget. Vera, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but you can use hit dice to heal, correct?
No, actually.
No, okay.
There's something, let me remember. Not really, no. The rest rules are kept very vague.
Okay.
At most, there's really just the treating of wounds during downtime,
Gotcha.
in a way.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so you can shuffle to the front. Anybody else want to do anything? In the meantime,
I'm keeping my ears out for anything, while also keeping an eye on the map that I'm jotting down.
Does anything exactly scream nature right danger, I mean, right now? Not nature.
I mean,
or
that I want to say would be a sense motive in your own right. And for Siren, if you want to lean out the front and have a look, listen, that'd be a perception.
Oh boy, I suck at sense motive checks, but I'll do it.
Yep.
Yep, 8. Everything's fine.
Oh.
And 24? Not bad.
What would you? Varkas said he said nothing. Is there anything that Mallory or Vark would like to do?
Can I? It's kind of. It's getting visibly more snowy out. Yes. Can I just? Is it like a knowledge of? Just being knowledge of nature. I'm not trained in that. Never mind. I guess kind of just. I got nothing. Let's look at the back, trying to see if I can see anything else besides snow.
Okay.
I guess.
Perception.
I will say during this is looking a bit tense. His ears are standing on end.
Actually, ever since the purge, I no longer train perception, so never mind.
Well, I mean, you can still use it.
Uh-huh.
You don't need. There are only some skills you need to be trained in.
Oh, well, that's
I'll
12
say
anyways.
everyone. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Julian.
No, say that's a 12 anyway, so.
Vark, for that matter, instead of crowding around the front of the wagon,
I'm in the
he's
back.
going to pack his bag and then walk to the back of it, opening the curtains, whatever they're called, really, and he's going to keep an eye out on what's happening behind the cart.
Oh, hi. Oh, hello, Vark. As I say, as I'm there.
Yeah.
Good evening.
And Mallory, is there anything you would like to do?
No.
Okay. Mallory is content to let everybody else take care of the problem.
Yep.
Which is Mallory fashion. I'm not gonna... yeah. So, running in descending order. Actually, no. Ascending order. Vark, would you like to give me a perception check? Complete the
Absolutely.
roster.
And I'll throw in an inspiration as well.
That's actually really smart what you're doing. Looking at the back.
Well, it's a
Thank
12 as
you.
well.
I did try.
He tried.
So,
He tried.
did you say that Chico, as she reaches the front, says hi to Siren?
No, she went to the back.
No, it's the back.
Oh, went to the back. Okay, sorry. I didn't know if I heard you correctly.
So, Echo and Vark hanging out the back a little bit, peer around. The snow is falling so thickly at this point, and it's so fine that it's like a pall. It's just blocking vision going out anywhere any more than a couple meters out the back. It's at the very least here you've got a little bit of reprieve because you're not riding. So you guys aren't you don't have the snowfall going into your faces, so it's not getting in your eyes and it's not occluding your vision as much. But what it is, it's fucking impossible to penetrate. There's the snow has gotten so thick at this point that, and it's falling quite heavily on the ground. The wheels of the wagon are crunching on it, leaving little tracks of ice where it's compressing the snow. It's even gotten to the point where what little light is filtering through the snow is reflecting off of what's collecting on the ground, making it even more difficult to look.
Vark gathers a couple of snowflakes in his palm and he kind of withdraws the hand back into the wagon. And he stares at it. Back where he came from, cold was ever present, but it didn't rain or snow. This is new. This is fascinating. That's all.
Vark, fetchlings don't have a lot of body heat. But you know you have at least some. And the snowflakes in your palm aren't melting.
Kind of twists his hand. Simply to inspect the little makeup of the snowflake, as he draws his eyes closer.
Give me a knowledge nature. Hello, for your part.
Exploration.
You try to throw a level eye out. You try to see what exactly Flick was talking about that was throwing him off so much. But for the life of you, it's just snow. It's what do you call it? It's a foreign phenomenon to you, which could be part of the reason why you're not seeing maybe what he's seeing. But yeah,
Literally,
Mark.
holo holes like this is fine.
Mhm.
What is everyone talking about?
Mark, you know enough to know that snowflakes form in a randomized pattern, such that, while not entirely true, it is a truism in many a textbook about the cycle of precipitation that snowflakes form unique patterns. These two, or these several snowflakes gathered in your palm, virtually identical.
Oh.
Shakes his hand a little bit to get them off of it.
Karya and Sirin. Last but not least. Arya, sitting in your spot, being buffeted by the snow as you are. It's really whacking you in the face at this point. It's falling, it's blowing into the wagon behind you a little bit. It's covering your lap and your seat. Vair, for his part, is just not chuffed with the snow, and takes time to periodically where he's kind of sat in the leg well between the two benches, and it's gathering where his head is resting. It takes his liberty every now and again to just puff it out like away from him, and then cause a small cloud of snow to billow up around him. To try and clear it away from his head where it's building up. You, for your part, you've got little mounds of snow building on your shoulders, whether or not that you might sweep off every now and again. It's catching in your hair, it's getting in your clothes, but you're not getting wet because it's not melting. Siren, you pop your head out next to him, and you're both doing your best to try and see what exactly is going on up front. And true to what Flick said, you've heard nary a peep coming from up ahead. And eventually you realize that not only do you not hear any shouting, you don't hear the wagon tracks. You don't hear the rhythmic da-dun, da-dun, da-dun coming from other carts. Except for the one right ahead of you, which you can barely see the back end of.
Speaking of this cart that's ahead of us, how far away could I estimate that it is?
Maybe like 2 meters in front of the horses. So maybe like 3 or 4 ahead of you.
How much would that be in feet?
What's feet to meters?
Because I know meters, but for this specifically, it requires...
Right, because...
I guess you could just say squares.
Oh, true.
About 12 feet.
Okay, I would like to cast Detect Magic. And see if there's anything I can gather from that, either from the cart in front of us or just around us, 30 feet around us.
30 feet around you. Okay. So, you've witnessed the spell Fairy Fire.
Oh.
You've seen the scintillating effect that it has, the particulates of light that attach to things. And when you project your cone of magic detection, like turning on a flashlight, it is like hitting a snow cloud or a snowstorm ahead of you with a high-powered flashlight. Every little snowflake is brought out in particulate blue relief. Each individual one is like a little floating, drifting firefly. The snow is magic. And Karya, you also see just when she does this, and she, I assume, a look of revelation comes over Siren's face. You also notice something moving just beyond the perimeter of the snowfall. Seren, you see, because of your perception check, beyond the drifting cloud of magical snow, you then see two concentrations of magic, transmutation magic, begin to build on either side of the wagon ahead of you, and then sharply rise.
I'm
With the-
immediately going to point to both of them and
Mhm.
say, "We're being messed with. The snow's not natural at all."
In the space of
Had a feeling.
in the space of 3 seconds, you hear more than you see. Earth and rock shift and move, rise, and then slam together, crushing the wagon ahead of you between two massive piles of stone and earth. There's barely the sound of surprised yelps, splintering wood, and the very faint shower of little specks of blood.
Sure sounds like we're being
Uh,
messed with.
Yeah,
Tap Karya on the shoulder. Stop the cat! Stop the cat!
That was the plan, and I was already, as I was
Flick.
already planning to do. Yeah, I'll stop the cart and
Flick him.
go. No, go. Sorry, go flick.
Flick immediately grabs hold of his rapier, like turns to face the window and just shouts, "Ambush!"
Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Just when I started to get comfortable.
Siren,
Magic snow.
Siren, do you have Knowledge Arcana?
If I'm trained in it. I am.
I actually could help her with her role. I'm also trained in it.
Both of you, give me a roll.
Oh.
Arcana,
I'll use this to-
Arcana.
I'll use this roll to.
Oh. God damn it.
Here, can I help?
Oh.
I have Arcana.
You weren't looking out towards the front.
That is
Damn it.
true, never mind. Shame.
B.
I mean,
Good.
15 is still good, right?
Well, you could you use your roll to just give me the +2 on the help?
Can I do that?
Not if it wasn't declared as a help action.
Okay, okay.
If you yell out to the others to come, like, look at this or something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
That could
Well,
work.
even then, this is a pretty immediate thing. I doubt that would.
It's a pretty immediate. Yeah. Karya,
Alright.
you've, as a result of being witness to and laughably patron of a powerful dragon, you've seen some sorcery in your time. That was very clearly a spell, but you don't know what kind. Only that it more than likely was extremely powerful, because any spell that can pull up two masses of earth to crush something between it in that amount of time with that amount of force, that's a little something beyond what you
Good.
what is normal, what is common.
Hmm. Sounds like a let's get the fuck out of the cart and you said I saw movement on the edge of this of the on, like,
Yeah,
the far
specifically
edge.
you saw what was the beginning of the rising of those two mounds.
Okay, I see. So it wasn't like I saw a figure. It was that I saw that snow rising up, basically.
Mm.
That's
So
not good.
as you bring the wagon to a stop, and the wind begins to pick up further, now turning into a full-on blizzard. As it begins to immediately cover the wreckage, the clustered mound of shattered wood, earth, and pulped humanoids. As the two horses that were attached to the front of the wagon, you can hear neighing as they run off into the snowfall.
My mind, what useful horses.
Well, at least ours are fine, right? Anyway.
They're definitely spooked,
Yeah.
but they are at the very least not running and tearing themselves free from the reins, which they quite possibly could do given their size.
That's true. That's true.
The snow picks up.
Vark,
Yes.
Vark will remove one of the potion that is belt and cork it and swallow it. The now left behind, coffee bean in it, rattling in the empty glass as he puts it back into his pocket. I'm casting heightened awareness.
With coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the material
Yeah,
component.
it's a material component, I know. Yeah. Heightened Perception checks that you're trained in. Okay. Yeah, no, the heightened awareness. In that case, seeing as pretty much everybody not only heard but felt that crash, it has now been, I'd say, more than just a few seconds. Where reacting is reasonable.
Oh Lord, what is going on?
Yeah, Siren wants to look around to see if she can spot the source of where the spell was being cast from.
Okay.
Is it?
This detect magic cone.
Is it Mallory?
I was gonna ask. Is it possible for me to deploy my falcon to search for the perceivable threat?
Oh.
You could. It's going to suffer a little bit because this isn't typically a climate where it tends to hunt, but you could, yes.
Then yes, I'd like to do that.
Okay. So, taking Schultz up on your arm, leaning out the cart, you then bring your arm low and then throw it upwards, giving Schultz a jumping spot to launch itself up. The moment that Schultz leaves your arm, the wind buffets it. Or buffets him. It's very clear that Schultz is having issue flying in this wind, but trained as he is, takes off, does his best fighting against the whipping wind, the falling snow, and disappears off into the fog of war, as it were. There's a piercing cry from the falcon that fades away quite quickly as it disappears into the obscurum. Now it's just a matter of waiting until it returns.
All right. That is all.
Okay.
Where are my two? Where are Lolo and Paka doing right now?
My assumption is they're probably huddled up underneath one of the benches. This is not fucking capybara weather.
This is not Cappy.
This is not kosher.
No.
This is not Cap.
The cap.
This is not copy based.
Damn.
This is not Cappy. I should slap you anyway.
No, instead it's instead you have one big one and one small one, so it's copy paste.
Uh,
I applaud you, good sir.
I
In any case,
I vote to kick DM from the session.
I sadly cannot.
we are leaving the card, yes?
Yes, I'm. Everyone, stay close together. This was. I'm sounding British thanks to a certain someone. Maybe we say that. We say that not British like. Everyone, stay close. The weather's getting terrible, so we're going to lose each other if we don't stay close.
Vark hops out the back of the cart.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
So-
Karya jumps off and over everything and whistles for Vair to take point at the front of the cart.
Everyone, gather, please.
Vair-
We should hold together.
I'm gonna grab.
Vair,
Lolo
just
and jump out.
Vair jumps up, 4 legs on top of the driver's seat where you were just sitting, and takes up a monitor position. And
Guys,
I did have actually.
please don't treat this like my league games. Let's group up, please.
Yeah, no. Well, we are grouped up. Though I will
Yeah.
say,
I'm leaving then. This is like
I-
leave games. I'm leaving.
I was curious. So, Vair can track by scent.
Hmm?
I- if I was basically going to turn to Vair and mention, Vair, can you catch anything on the wind in your nose? Do you smell anything?
While I do that,
Brother, it's fucking cold.
Brother,
Other-
I can smell what the rock is cooking.
so while that happens, anything else people want to do? And if people want to start trying making attempts to identify what the fuck happened at the front, they may now do that.
Yes.
Can I acknowledge Arcana the snow to see? Can I identify it? Since it's, as I know it's magic, can I try to identify what it is?
You may. I'll be a knowledge
You said
arcana.
perception checks, right?
If you want perception checks, knowledge arcana, knowledge nature, whichever you think is most fitting, but only one of them.
18.
I'll
I
go
can't
knowledge.
roll
Good.
anymore, right?
Could I attempt to roll perception to see if I can spot anything beyond snow,
You may.
even if it's kind of difficult to do?
You may.
I was actually going to ask, how do I check for scent with Vair?
Oh, I'll handle that in a second.
Okay,
Um,
okay, I wasn't sure.
And then, Siren, you're gonna ask something.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask, because I already rolled, I can't roll anymore, right?
You cannot repeat a skill check on the same
Yeah.
thing twice. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. In that case, Mallory, Vark, anything you guys want to do?
I think
Go for us, please, Mallory.
Oh, well, I wanna first wait for the others to like kind of identify what it is, and if there is nothing that comes out, Mallory would probably get on Esmeralda and try to see what's up ahead, like what happened to the front.
Okay.
So that is just depending on what happens in the
I
next few.
I forgot that Mallory was riding on Esmeralda at the side.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
he's never in that cart.
Yeah, no. In that case, you're about as snow-decked as Karia is.
Damn.
It's also not necessarily the climate that your horse is accustomed to, so it's dealing.
Yeah.
But it's a hardy horse.
Mhm.
Okay. Some rolls here. Other people are doing their rolls.
Well, given that I just jumped out, would I be allowed to first make a perception check to check my immediate surroundings, and then, in case nothing at least shows up, or may I then attempt an Arcana check?
You may.
All right.
Actually, if I can't really roll perception to see anything, could I try and roll perception trying to hear something?
You may. Yes.
Okay.
I got my Arcana rolled out.
Okay. Wow, an overkill.
Damn, Vark.
Okay, so Jacob, checking the snow. This is clear. This is clearly not natural. Very clearly. The snow itself is hard to assess just because of how dispersed it is, but it's very clearly fabricated. Whether it's the effect of a high-level spell, the effect of a creature, or if it's some sort of natural magical phenomenon, you're not sure.
Right.
What it is most certainly not natural. Not in the traditional sense. Hold on. What are you inspecting? Are you inspecting the mound or inspecting?
Just anything magical. I'll do you.
I do kind of need a little bit more specifics on that. Because just saying I look at
So-
everything is not quite.
Yeah, you didn't exactly really specify, but yeah, I guess the mound, the snow, just that
Okay.
stuff in general.
All right. Hold on. Looking at the wreckage of the wagon ahead of you, which is now very quickly being snowed over and is now turning into a snowdrift. You do recognize, going off of what seems to have happened here. You recognize the spell that this was. Namely, it is the spell Clashing Rocks. It's a high-level conjuration spell. One of the most powerful there is. You've seen it utilized once in the defense of your island. And that was to quite effectively kill a small platoon of invading lizard folk.
Oh.
The effect of it is it summons two colossal-sized masses of rock, dirt, and stone, slams it together to crush something between it.
Do I specifically know like what spell level or like what
Considering you rolled
What-
high enough, yes, I would say it's a 9th level spell.
Ho.
No one ran me. I'm not feeling it today. We're gonna be a low energy session today.
I did say
ran me.
things would happen.
Holo is just gonna look at that and say, I think we should just leave.
I think it would be wise, since we can't seem to identify what's exactly is going on very clearly. Let's
That's
just
a very high level. That's a very high level spell that person casted.
Yeah, that's a great idea and all, but leave where? Because ahead is imminent death, and behind is a bridge that doesn't work. So,
It's better than here, isn't it?
literally no. I don't think we'll actually even be able to maneuver ourselves back in this snow.
Hello. No, sorry, Flick. Even over the conversation and the whipping of the wind, you listen out. You hear the telltale screech of Mallory's falcon now and again.
Mm-hmm.
It's still out there. It's still alive.
Yippee.
And
Hooray.
to your best estimation, there's nothing moving out there. Nothing. Besides you guys. Lark, you come to much the same conclusion. You cannot readily assess any sort of threat in the surrounding area.
Right.
The most of your visual senses are dominated by the snow, and your auditory senses are dominated by the quiet and the muffling and the whipping of the wind.
Figured as much. Okay. All right.
Is there a way for us to go off trail? Like,
Yeah.
is there like a way we could go around? Maybe try to like
Most certainly is.
stealthily leave the cart.
Well, stealthily leave the cart.
Meaning we can cover ourselves with brush, maybe. By
We're
the
in
brush.
snow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
we
I
are.
was- well, that, and we also end up having to abandon all of our supplies, and if our cart gets crushed, we will starve it. Well, I'll be fine, but good luck, everybody else. No,
Wow.
but for real, we probably shouldn't completely abandon the cart, but we should probably just keep attempting to move the cart forward without actually being in it.
Mhm.
At the very least. I don't know. Well, actually, here's a good question. Quest.
Mhm.
I'd like to go. What are we carrying in this cart, supply-wise? For not our supplies, but for what Sergey wanted us to have.
Well, besides having, because your cart was larger, you carried a larger portion of the supplies in order to help even out the load, and because there was the capacity, they loaded up more because they could and they would need it. You've got some basic construction materials. You've got planks that have been sawed and sanded and lacquered. You've got nails. You've got rope.
Okay.
A tar.
That's actually perfect. So, thank God there isn't a use rope check. I have a
I believe that's rolled up into sleight of hand.
Yeah. I do have a strange idea, but did it seem like that spell was quote unquote intentionally cast, or did it just seem to be triggered?
You're asking if it was a trap.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Because I have an idea of how to take this, but I just want to make sure.
Give me an intelligence check.
Okay, yeah. Either way, if I know or not, I'm still going to be doing the same thing. Just flat intelligence. 14.
Yep. You don't seem to remember any sort of telltale mark that appeared when the spell went off. And to your best knowledge, usually you can't turn a spell that powerful into a trap, though that's not to say it's impossible. It's just possibly unlikely, given that it was just happened somewhere on a random animal trail out here in the backwaters of a snowy country.
Well, with that being said, then my idea probably won't really matter. I was gonna take some of these building materials, and I was just gonna start tossing them forward to see if.
Yes, trap rocks in the form of 2x4s.
Exactly. But you know, I still might, but I want to see what everybody else wants to do.
Can I look around to see if there's any more rocks building up or from magically?
Actually, funny you should ask that.
Oh
no.
Vark notices this first because of his high perception roll, because he's on heightened awareness at the moment. Vark, you... Second. D20. Is it ill omen? There it is. Okay. So, Vyre... That's not Vyre, Vark. A lot of V's, a lot of K's, a lot of F's. Anyway, Vark, you're the first to notice this because you were paying particular attention to your surroundings, and also, I would assume, the mound, since it is currently the center of attention and the one landmark besides your wagon at the moment. As the wind has been quite high and only seems to be picking up, you notice that the snow that piled up on the remains of the wagon, it started to come off, because at a certain point so much builds up on it that the wind starts to peel it off as quickly as it snows onto it. Except it doesn't just do that. In a matter of, let's say, 30 seconds, what was previously a mound of rock, crushed flesh, splintered wood covered with snow peels away in a curtain of snowflakes. What was once there, rock and wood alike, has vanished. The obstacle obstructing your way has seemingly disintegrated. Kare, you noticed this as well.
It was a slow process, right? You said
Of course.
Be eaten away.
Yeah, like the top. It starts at the top. It starts to flake away in the wind, and then it speeds up, going until pretty much all that's left is a small, lumpy patch of snow.
I'm going to use my gloved hand to brush away some of the snow that had built up on the top of the canvas, making the I forget the name every time. So the canvas covering of the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
We can just say the top.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
The roof.
Is there any kind of structural damage to it?
No. The only structural damage you're able to observe on the wagon is whatever the bullet left behind.
Okay.
Just to make this clear, because I don't want to chance a miscommunication. The mound that was ahead of you is now completely gone. Wagon as well. So I wasn't being too.
Yeah, so the past basically clear.
Yeah. Now just there's a few lumps of snow left. Were you doing that in? That was you inspecting your own wagon.
Yes.
Okay. See. All right. I understand where your intuition was going now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. The snow is still high. The wind is high. The horses look uneasy. And Mallory,
Yes.
you hear the piercing cry of Falcon fade in, and looking up, you see it break through the curtain of the snowfall, darting for your arm.
I'd raise my arm in
And-
preparation of its arrival.
And Schultz will immediately extend his talons, his claws, and latch onto your gloved arm. It takes Schultz about a minute to shake off, preen the, or at least get the snow out from in between his feathers, and shake himself warm a little bit. Before he then lowers his beak down, you see there's something clasped between his beak.
Oh, I'll take a. I'm gonna take it out of its beak and take a look at it.
Before I do that, Kari, you tasked Vair with trying to scent the area. So,
Yeah, trying to get a scent for whatever this may be coming from.
Vair sniffs the air, jumps out the front, noses around the snow around the cart, all while all of this is happening. And eventually then comes up to your side and gives you the verdict of all this snow is making it really hard to smell anything.
Understandable.
Fun fact, fresh snow adds a +10 to survival checks to try and track.
Oh, of course.
+10 to the DC, I should say. Yes. Mallory, Schultz drops what looks to be a small stone in your hand. Vair immediately turns around, and you've got the dragon's muzzle basically right beneath the back of your hand. As it's very heavily sniffing like a big, well, not unlike a big dog, really. Yes. Mallory, you're now holding a little stone.
Uh-oh.
So I'm holding a little stone.
Yes, that Schultz dropped in your hand. What languages
Is there
do you
anything?
speak?
Oh, I speak. Well, I'm sure I don't speak giant if that's the language,
Nope.
but I speak. Oh, I'm not on my page.
You know,
Let's see.
I'm curious as to what language it is because I have a weird smattering of languages, and I'd be curious to see.
I do too.
I speak Common, Celestial, Dwarven, Infernal, and Privides Patois.
Bless you.
Okay. You don't reckon there seems to be some sort of rune etched into the. Oh, I said rune, but it doesn't glow or anything. It's just a character of some sort, deliberately but crudely etched into the rock.
So it's not magical in nature or anything.
Well, you don't know immediately. You don't have detect magic on. Would you like to use it?
Instead, because I don't have it, I would like to use read magic.
How about that? Read magic also works. Actually, read magic is the more appropriate one in this case, if it's, written script. Second. So, you don't recognize what the language is that it's written in. Neither if it's a type of magical script, what sort of magical script it is. So if it was druidic or some sort of divine or arcane language, you don't know. Um, as such, you're not able to, quote, read it. But you are able to tell that the script was itself at one point magical.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Mallory would first call out to everyone, going, "Hey, everybody,
Mhm.
everyone. Schultz found something."
He's going to
bird-
poke his head out.
The bird seems to be looking at
Wait,
you.
where is?
The bird seems to be looking at you expectantly, Mallory.
Oh, yes. I'm going to give Schultz a little bit of ration, and also, reaching back into Esmeralda's saddlebag, I will take out a stone, move a little bit backwards, hit it against the wagon, and it will emit heat. A heat stone.
Ah, nice.
Schultz gets to stay warm.
Yes. You yeah, you sort of or place that on your arm, I suppose, and he or you're gonna how you gonna do that? You're just gonna like stick it in the wagon, he can cuddle up to that, or
Yeah, I'm gonna stick it in the wagon and he can cuddle up to that. Or is Schultz able to fit into the saddlebag?
in the saddle bag.
Yeah, saddle.
It'll be a bit cramped for a bird like him.
Then yeah, it'll be in
Just
the
Stuff him in
wagon.
your bag.
This you place the heating stone on one of the benches, and Schultz sort of after gobbling up some of the food will then sort of nest himself atop the warm stone, and that's where he'll be. And yeah, Vair for his part is sniffing at the rock and seems to be making sounds of curiosity, but also confusion. And everybody, Mallory has brought your attention to a small stone this bird has brought him.
Get that? Isn't my bird amazing? He brought me a stone.
Quite impressive.
What's the stone?
A stone. It used to be magical in nature, and now it isn't. I can't read the language, but might be relevant to the current situation.
Can I try and see if I understand the language?
Sure.
Same here.
What languages do you speak?
Well, not as varied as everyone else, but it's worth a shot. Common, Orin, Elven, Draconic, Celestial.
Give me a linguistics roll.
17.
Bad. So
Should I try?
Hmm? Well, what
Oh,
languages
so-
do you speak?
I speak Aquid, Celestial, Kupwin, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elvish, Goblin, and Orcish.
Mm-hmm. You can give me a linguistics as well.
Yeah, I don't really feel like I need to because I highly doubt that it's Abyssal, Dwarven, Giant, or Necro.
I mean, we are in the land of the giants.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, would I even have to make a linguistics, or could I just look at the rock? Like,
Give me a linguistics.
I don't even know where that is.
I speak Common, Catfolk, Elven, and Goblin.
Oh, ignore that. I don't even.
Linguistics
know
is under skill. Under skills.
Yeah, it's right above perception.
We did it, guys. We actually had to roll linguistics for once.
Wow, an 11.
Yay.
Varg watches
Like
from
what?
afar.
Mm-hmm.
He's waiting for something, apparently.
He's judging.
Flick, if
The
you're
old
all
Mallory
huddled,
would
if you're all
have
in the middle of a snowstorm, you're all huddled around this pebble. Flick, you may also give me a linguistics roll.
Yeah, it's just, snowstorm. Just staying out here looking at a rock. I mean, you don't have much else to do, so I mean,
Wonderful. So, at the very least, the effect of huddling together like this helps to keep each other warm, or at least ward the snow off a little bit, but it is getting quite heavy. Yeah, it's gotten enough to the point where you guys have been standing out here in the cold that I'm going to need a fortitude from each of you.
Dang.
About right.
Fortitude.
I think the one
Where is-
person who doesn't have to make those is Vark.
Yep.
18.
Damn,
Wait,
bro.
Mark, you don't have
Hmm.
to take. You don't have to take. Does Mark
Um,
not take? Oh yeah, you're cold damage because you're from the.
He has cold resistance.
where's fortitude?
Yeah, where's
It's a save.
It's under your AC.
Well, I also have cold resistance.
Oh,
That's true because you're an ASMR. You don't have to make this. You don't have to make the fortitude.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh. Hmm.
Damn, just had to leave
I
one. I
I don't
won
have
that.
fire resistance. That
Roll.
should be. There we go.
Fire resistance. Just light yourself on fire.
You can also,
It
you know,
should not have
move
been fire
yourselves
resistant.
back into the cart where the heating stone is.
Well, for some reason, we're all looking at a magic rock.
That is true.
I was about to say, once we do this, we should probably head back towards the heating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm probably dead. I rolled that one.
Yeah, you did.
The last two sessions, you had like all these bundles of clothes, and look at you now. That
If,
is.
if this was Pathfinder 2, you'd be probably crippled by the cold.
Oh,
I'm just gonna go back inside. Probably gonna die, but yeah, go back inside.
Oh, how I wish.
Equipment.
Here we go. Environmental home. Mm.
If only I had ice plant right now. Shame.
oh yeah. Let me just put, because I forgot to
Okay.
get that.
Allow me to make a couple rolls. Go. Sorry if that peaked the mic for a second.
You're good.
No problem.
it didn't sound bad.
Okay. Click clack. Okay. Oh, and yeah, for future reference, anybody with the survival skill, when it comes to surviving harsh conditions, adds their survival bonus to fortitude saves against
Well then,
harsh conditions.
you said survival bonus.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
So
I
Would
already passed, but
I
my
doubt-
survival was +7, so.
I
that's-
doubt this makes a difference. I had a +8, so it would be a 14. But yeah.
I have 25.
I don't think I have the
Would-
proficiency in
would-
survival.
would I benefit from this or no?
Do you have survival?
I do. I have
Then
survival as a
that
skill.
would add to your fortitude save. Whatever your bonus is. Adds to
Okay,
your
so in
fortitude.
that case, I have a 15.
Hopefully.
Guys, being a nun, being dressed like this, is mostly for show, but also isn't very insulating. Can you please get back inside?
You should have bought thicker clothes then.
He has a point.
How much of the bonus does the cold weather clothing give?
And we do have them all, so I mean.
Cold
Yeah.
weather gives a +5 on fortitude saves to in exposure to cold weather.
Oh, okay, so I have a 30 on my save.
I
have
have
a
a
15.
19 then. Okay.
15!
Well, you know, coming prepared helps. How about that?
Yeah. I hopefully am okay then.
Hmm.
Maybe maybe the habit is fine.
The winter habit, yes. The fur-lined habit.
I'll drape a bit of my coat over Chaiko.
Mhm.
There you are.
So,
Appreciate.
let's see. Okay, so Arya is fine. He manages to shrug off the cold all right. Does, however, take 2 non-lethal damage from the cold.
Even with the 30, I'm still cold.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
That's
it's still
terrifying,
it's still fucking cold, man. You guys are in a blizzard. I have made this repeatedly clear.
That's true.
What? For the beach.
Let's see. Flick, what was your total again?
The total was a 15.
Total is a 15. I'm sorry to say that
Yeah.
you have taken 4 points of lethal damage
Ooh.
and 3 points of non-lethal damage as hypothermia is beginning to
Okay.
set in.
Ooh.
Hello, your total was?
19 with the clothing and my survival.
Actually, what's my total with my clothing?
That'll
With
be
the
yours would be a 20.
Yeah, it was 20.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, 20.
Actually, in that case, it's just 4 points of non-lethal damage. Hypothermia is
Okay.
still in its early stages.
Okay. In that case,
You suddenly became very distant.
Yeah.
Flick is going to head back into the cart to the warming stone so that he does not freeze.
Oh yeah, a little question about heat stones.
Mhm.
Would you rule, since they're like alchemically treated to enhance their natural heating property, and they're supposed to heat for like 24 hours, would you consider them consumable, or would I have to like one of them hand warmers, put it over a fire and let it absorb heat again before I can use it again?
No, it's a one-use thing.
Okay.
It's an alchemical process. Once the alchemical aspect is used and it's burnt out, it's gone.
Okay.
I need to.
You would have to get it alchemically treated again if you wanted to use it again.
Hold on here, Remy. I have a question.
What's up?
Oh no.
He might genuinely light himself on fire.
Please don't
No.
do that.
Just look in DMs real quick.
Oh dear lord. Does anything bad happen to me though with a 19?
You do take 4 points of non-lethal.
Okay.
Once I get into
how that
contact
works.
with the dwarf, I'm gonna have to talk to them about creating hand warmers.
I mean, Jaco, if you wanna.
If I remember correctly, with how does non-lethal work is that if it just equals to above your current health, you get knocked
Yeah,
unconscious?
if it's equal to your current health,
Okay.
then you fall unconscious. Yes.
Okay, quick. My question is real quick. Does that add to my current situation?
That becomes your bonus.
Considering I have 0 bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm so sorry you have to see all this, but I'm really cold. And
I'm gonna immediately lean away from her and undo the coat, the side of the coat that I had used to try and shield her. What are you going to do?
what is it exactly? I forget exactly what it is. I mean, was it animal change or shape change? What is it?
Wild shift?
No.
Change shape. That's what it is.
Change shape.
Change shape. I change shape into a fox.
Oh.
Yep. Standing next to you, or at least standing about shin height, is a little burnish-colored fox.
Disappearing into the snowdrift.
Pretty much.
Ah!
Shago, you are now
Shago,
your
come
entire
back.
world is now suddenly white.
Well,
As then you
What?
see a fox's head pop out through the snow.
I doubt it. Can I speak on this in this state? I doubt it.
No.
I figured as much.
You
Oh,
now have the
better
vocal.
than-
You now have the vocal cords of a
Cleric.
fox.
To clarify, okay, so you transformed. That makes
Yes.
sense.
Um,
I'm stunned.
I will say that you did this after you got cold. So what was your total? Was a 0 with a +5 from the cold weather clothing is a 15.
15. Yes.
You take 6 non-lethal before, and so this adds to the urgency as you, in a puff of smoke, then reappear out of the 2 feet of snow as a little orange, brownish fox. Siren, you're all right. You take 4 points. You take the 4 points of non-lethal. All of you.
Well,
Will,
it's 6
I
for me,
didn't
right?
I didn't add my
Oh.
clothing.
I did add your clothing. It's a total. That would be
Oh,
a
you did?
29. Also not including your
Um,
survival if you have any.
Oh, I'm not trained in it.
Okay.
So I take 6 non-lethal damage, right?
Yes.
Shh.
Yep. So you were all feeling the onset of hypothermia, but before that, if we go back to the linguistics rolls, the only one of you who really seems to have, or well, I'd say, the 2 people who think they have a grasp on what's going there is Hello Hello and Siren.
Wow.
Hello Hello, you think you recognize the script? It's crude. It's very obviously not done with any sort of precision tool, which is usually people at least tend to use like a chisel or something when they carve runes. But whoever did this didn't even use that.
Uh-huh.
And it's a pebble, so if it was made by a giant, they would have had to use some sort of tool to get carve a character that small on a rock that small. Siren, DM something to you. 1 second.
Also, I will say this real quick. I'm very upset at you guys who actually thought I was gonna light myself on fire.
It seems like something
Listen,
you do.
the other
That would be
artificers
something that the
out there
Mussy would do,
that-
not fucking Chico.
Yeah, it's fair.
Alright, laddies, I'm getting us a squad one way or another.
And then just
Lights it.
lights himself on fire.
Right, laddies, the squad ain't gonna get me, that's for sure.
Is he dead? Yes. Is he?
At least
I'm
Schultz
close.
would have had a nice snack, you know.
But I'm not cold, so I'm winning.
Winning.
You seem cold enough to turn back into your fox. Why?
Yeah, fun fact. Kitsune gets to do that, so bleh.
I don't need any special transformation powers. I'm perfect.
Man, what's with this lost sassy child?
Well, it's okay. I was about to say if I actually hear them say that, I will reach over with my spear and take their jacket off.
I have
Jacket
cold
off.
resistance and a cold weather outfit. I'm immune.
Anyways, back on the more pressing matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what's on that pebble?
Yeah. Was that? Am I able to know what language this is? At all?
No.
Alright.
It looks familiar, but you're not sure exactly what this might stem from. 1 second.
Hello, as he begins to freeze, he's gonna be like, I hate to be crude, but I hate it here.
Since I'm a fox, I had to do this. Unfortunately, maybe I'd like to make a yip sound and trot back to the cart.
Yeah, of course.
And
Um,
the head motion that you all will follow.
Considering I'm near the back of the cart still, I'm just gonna kind of pull the curtain back in case Fox Psycho wants to jump in.
Thank you. Well, you don't hear that. You don't
Oh.
hear that. You hear a fox sound. But thank you nonetheless.
A little.
That's what the fox said.
Flick has already climbed back inside and is squatted down next to the heating stone.
Oh, what was Chaiko's name again? Like, what did she give us?
Aiko.
Eiko.
Or Ayako.
Chai Ayako.
Aiko,
Okay.
Aiko. Well, those only not too much.
Eh,
Quick
Macarena.
question. There was a cart behind this, right?
Nope.
Oh, I thought you. Oh,
Nope. So you guys
You
were
were
bringing
the
up the
last
rear.
one to cross when the bridge collapsed.
okay.
I said, and I did say you guys were bringing up the rear. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go in with everyone. If we're all going back into the car, I'll go in with everyone, and I'll look at Holo and I'll say, so I noticed that you recognized it a bit, and I did as well. I'm not sure if you were able to more perfectly understand it, but from what I could surmise, it seems to be a crude scribbling of Elvish, and at least in my eyes, it reads path.
Path?
Path.
Is it
Path for the
Pathfinder? Is it the Pathfinder?
Oh, we found the path, guys. End of the campaign.
Title
Guys,
drop.
we found John Pathfinder.
He isn't
Ah.
afraid of anything.
Actually, wait a minute. That. Well, there's two different ways to take that. Either that those pebbles indicate the proper path to go down. Actually, that's the only thing that comes to mind. I can't fucking think of anything else.
But if
Or
they
is
were
it the
to
path we
indicate the
don't
kind of
take?
path, yeah, if they were to indicate the kind of path they would go, one person would go down. Why were they so small, and why were they once imbued with magic?
Elves have pretty good eyes,
It's true.
That is true. We do have very good eyes.
and plus,
Hey, are elves a local species in what was this place? Flick, where are we?
Let me check this map that's been scribbling itself. Has the map like filled itself out?
Yeah, for the
A
surrounding area.
considerable bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally the map.
Yeah, he
from
will.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, he will show the map to everyone else and say,
Yeah,
"Okay,
map
this
is-
is what it's got so far."
Yeah, it's a. I believe it's a 1 mile radius. What was it?
I believe so.
Yeah. So you got a magical map that illustrates out the general topography around you for about a mile out in every direction. It illustrates a lot of hills, a lot of a lot of valleys, and not a hell of a lot in terms of landmarks or trees or anything like that. But judging by where you are centered and position of the river relative to you, you guys are about halfway into the country of Port Lane.
And would anyone, I'm assuming Vark Beloved, know anything about Portland, given if you read a lot?
The knowledge local.
I assume you direct the question to me.
Yes.
You know, more like a knowledge history.
I have both, so in a way it doesn't matter. History is it, yes?
Yep.
Okay, and as always, slapping inspiration on that, since it's free for knowledge checks.
Should have taken guidance.
I have my own.
Ah, lovely.
I actually have guidance, but I've been forgetting to use it. Sorry, guys. I will not
It's
remember.
It's
It's
okay.
better than bugging your god for every little thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, 21.
Hey,
to say that there is a history this far north is a little bit of a misconstruement. Vark, from your studies, you do know that the area up here has had a harsh back and forth in terms of settlement. People have tried to settle this area up here for a while. A lot of people have given up. Every now and again, new people will try it. You guys are clearly the newest in a continuous series of people trying to get a foothold up here. Always for one reason or another, whether it's the weather, shortage of resources, or pretty much any other thing, such as monsters or such that you can think of, they've always failed. And what's always been left over are small, isolated towns of those who have clung together and who barely managed to scrape by. As such, maybe elves are just as much of a potential people up here as anything else, really. They are one of the more numerous races, and as such, the likelihood is higher. But nobody knows who exactly is, if there ever was anybody who's native to this area. Because when people got here, there were no tribes, there were no settlements, there were no indigenous people. There's even for the last few hundred years, there's been no record of any people living this far up, besides those who have ventured north.
Is, getting a rough look at the map and kind of tracking back the way we've ridden, basically trying to remember the layout of the area. Is this border that Granny spoke about?
In relation to what exactly?
Sorry, not Granny. I'm terribly sorry. Stanislav.
Which
He
border?
spoke about
Randy.
Oh yes, the
Granny.
Rennie Aking. I believe June wasn't there for that.
No.
Give you the rundown on
I'm
that
just
later.
going to assume that Vark lovingly refers to Stanislav as Granny.
Yeah, sure.
Nah, it was specifically Stanislav who mentioned this. 1 second. Where was it?
Grandstand.
There seems to be a certain unmarked border further north that the natives seem to consider unpassable, stating that people who cross it rarely come back. And if they do, they're changed forever. That is what I was told by Stanislav.
Wait, what about the border? Like, I couldn't hear the last part.
There is a certain unmarked border along the northern part of this country. I expected it to be much further up. But it's stated by locals to be, well, dangerous to cross. And given the recent events, I wonder if this is it.
Yeah.
You have been primarily moving westward, though.
That's true. Yeah. I expected it to be much further up. I'm thinking like over here somewhere. At most, actually around this border here. And not in the middle of this part of the country still. So no. Probably not.
All I gotta say is, man, this snowstorm do be a very fun experience for the whole party. Fun for the whole family.
I doubt anyone's able to cast dispel magic, but I'm curious if that would even do anything. Well,
That's
obviously,
a ninth level spell? I'm gonna say probably not.
We don't have access to that yet.
Yeah, it's a 3rd level spell, I believe.
Yeah.
I know. I'll stab the air and dispel the magic that way.
I don't know what else to do. Can I just pray?
You may.
Can I pray and be like,
When
"Yo,
all else fails, turn to your god.
Luna, my girl,
Yeah.
help us out. Just give us a sign."
Yas Queen, if you would, please slay this magic. Yeah.
Magic.
Fucking goddess of yassification over here.
Stop.
Though now I'm curious if the eagle could fly successfully. I have a feeling that
Okay.
asking Vair to fly upwards to see if this is like a dome of snow. I wonder what might happen.
I mean, you could.
At least, at the very least, it gets us a vantage point. Yeah, I will. I'll kind of relay that to Vair telepathically.
Okay. Vair makes a grunt of discontentment, but then wiggle, comes up onto his hind legs, spreads his wings, coils himself downwards, and then springs off and begins flying into the snowstorm.
I thought it was Scott.
There is an immediate over the. I'm actually going to DM this to you because telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
I had a very interesting thought just now that probably won't work. Damn near, even if it does, it should not work. Vair is medium, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very interesting. If you all take your attention to, hold on, our menu real quick.
Are you also preacher now or something?
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I figured.
Unfortunately, you're not humanoid, so you can't actually ride him.
That's fair.
Hey,
No,
Celeste, how you
fair
doing?
contrary.
Welcome in. Lurk to your heart's content.
Oh, absolutely. Hello, Celeste.
Yes. Yeah. The yes, there is, according to Vark, a talk of a northern border here that is impassable, sanity rending, bodies destroying, mind bending, or at the very least just dangerous. How far north that is unknown. There are no real portioned out maps here. There's just simply the areas that have been semi-successfully charted, and then everything north of that.
I've responded to Vair in DMs.
This situation is wild, to say the least.
I will, actually. Interesting. Karya is gonna turn back to the rest of the group. And as he does, yeah, I don't think I should go alone, huh? Probably not a good idea. But I don't know anyone else who can really handle it except for Vark and Mallory, so...
Hey, I have a +2 to fortitude and +5 to survival check, so I
And
mean,
you'll still take cold damage.
that
Even
is
then.
true.
And you're
These-
also Fox right now.
Exactly.
That's
you're
also
also
true.
a
Yeah.
fox. So unless you want to be cradled,
That's
I'm
up to
gonna
y'all.
lean over to both Vark and Mallory and go, you can handle the cold. That's perfect. Vair's found something, and he wants me to go, but I'd rather not go completely alone, and I don't know if the rest of them can brave the cold without the warmth of that heat in the cart. Accompany me, would you?
Very well.
Can I
Seems
you know what?
logical.
At this point, can I transform back? I can just change shape infinitely amount of times, right? Let's see, it's still racial power. It
For the
doesn't seem like I.
Kitsune? For the
Yes.
Kitsune, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Let's kind of just go pop sound. Pop back.
Please tell me you still have your clothes on.
I do.
Good.
Yes. So, Kari has taken a small retinue in the form of Mallory and Vark to walk out into the snowstorm.
Yes,
Assuming-
that is indeed the plan.
Assuming that there is no protestation or anything that people would like to add to this.
Well, Flick, yeah, Flick will concur and say, "I've got you. I'll stay back and help defend the cart in case anything comes at us,
That's what I need.
just in case."
Do not die.
The Cardinal crushes as they leave.
I will,
Eh,
I will do
no.
my
As a spiked pit
Actually-
opens up beneath them.
No.
It's like
What's up?
Okay, question. If I recall, detect magic. So in Pathfinder, is there such a thing as concentration? Yes. And detect magic, since it is active for a while, it takes concentration.
Yes. Though concentration works differently in Pathfinder. Instead, for each successive spell you have going at a time, you get a penalty to all concurrent concentration checks if something should try to disturb your concentration.
Okay. So I could have a concentration spell up, and then if I just wanted to cast like a quick, like immediate spell, I could do that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. So, if there are people that are gonna go leave the cart to check something out, I'd like to hit one of you with guidance. Should you need it?
Honestly, I don't think either of you two mind, but I think the guidance would be nice on my fortitude saves because I'm the only one who needs to have it.
I'll tap Karia with guidance.
Thank you.
Okay.
Does anyone have resistance?
I think both you and Mallory have resistance to.
Oh,
You
no,
mean
the resistance to the
spell.
cantrip.
The cantrip such a rising.
I have
Oh,
it,
no.
but it's not prepared. Fuck. I don't think guidance would help with saves. Yeah.
Guidance doesn't help us as it helps with ability checks, skill checks, and attacks.
That's fine. I'll still do that.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yep, I know, absolutely.
At the very least, he gives a +1 to his survival, which in turn
That is true.
increases his fortitude in this regard. So, the three of you, now one of you blessed a little bit by Serin's goddess, sets out into the wall of snow. Well, I should say the wall. It's at the visible horizon, which of course eventually leaves the cart behind. And you're walking for a good bit. In fact, you're walking for quite a good bit. It takes a couple minutes. And then, like having a blindfold lifted from your eyes, you're immediately standing in snowy tundra.
So this was more of a sphere. On the outside of the tundra, what can we see? Obviously, there's not some massive blinding blizzard.
No.
Are we getting, like, tracks or anything?
You see several what look to be wagon trails diverging off the main path, going in several directions. One goes left, one goes right, a couple go forward, and then branch off further down the trail. Also, let's just say the snowfall here is not as heavy. It's pretty much just like comes up to halfway up your boot. I should say halfway up your toe. It's the kind of snow you can drag your foot through and leave a trail, but doesn't like come above your ankle.
see. I see. Could I make a survival check, or maybe it'd be perception, either one, to potentially locate the source of all this? I mean, Vair said to come to him, so
Yeah, no, he's
presumably he. Yeah.
Vair eventually lands down next to you and tells you to look backwards.
Of which I will do.
You see a bunch of very cold people sitting in a cart in the middle of nothing.
Ah. So it was as I expected. Okay.
Huh. Illusion magic, quote on parentheses, question mark.
Terabang.
Ellipses.
May I make an knowledge arcana check after this
You may.
discovery?
Can I do the help action
Yeah,
on this? Just,
you
I
may.
doubt he'll need
And
it.
Vair, you may even, Vair, Vark, do that a few times. Vark, you may even get a +4 circumstantial bonus on this
Right.
because of this revelation.
Okay, I added my bonuses already, just in case you
Okay, so that comes up to a
wonder. And then wow, roll 5, and then inspiration.
okay, so that comes up to a 26 then.
Yes.
Oh, and no, Karia got the guidance. Karia's comes up to an 8 because of the guidance.
Yeah, mine was not good.
You don't actually supply any sort of help to him. You're more just kind of, I assume, just sort of surprised and taken aback by the revelation. Whereas Vark turns around and basically goes, "Ah, I thought so." Vark, you know a few spells from the library of your mentor that can have effects like this. Things like Phantasmal Force that make the imaginary real and do real harm using illusionary magic. This isn't quite the same, because Phantasmal Force is more targeted, but this was some sort of hallucinatory terrain that dealt damage as if it were actual harsh weather.
Okay.
Going by the fact that there likewise is no examples of wreckage or anything here, either a spell was used to clean away the cart that was destroyed, or it was never destroyed in the first place, going by the amount of tracks leading on ahead.
Okay, so there are tracks leading on ahead.
Yes. Total of 4 sets of wagon tracks.
Does it correlate to the number of carts before us?
Yes, actually, it's exactly that many. It seems that they may have been trapped in something similar, and where you guys did not move, the rest did.
They probably went off and got lost, huh?
Possibly.
If they are, we must find them.
Well, first and foremost, aside from finding them, we need to get the rest of them out here.
It shouldn't be too difficult, now that we know the approximate distance. They just need to move, even if it is cold.
That said, I think with that, now's a good time for a bio break, since we've just hit the 2-hour mark.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, everybody get up, go to the bathroom, stretch your legs, get a drink.
So to clarify,
We got fucking bamboozled.
so we got an illusion spell.
Yes, you
Yeah.
got hit with a blanket illusion.
God,
Though I do have a question about that.
Infiddle.
There is a question. We looked back. We only saw our cart. We didn't see the cart that got crushed.
No.
Yeah, part of the illusion.
Presumably that was part of the illusion. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, I'll be right back.
This would be assume at least, but it makes the most
Son
sense.
of a bitch.
we got.
You played us like a damn fiddle.
I did roll the will saves in the background. I'd say it's a little unfair. You guys didn't really have much of a chance of making it. But I still made it for the sake of seeing if one of you could see through it.
Oh, good.
Unfortunately,
Will save. My will? What's my wisdom?
My will is only a 4.
13.
admittedly.
3, sorry.
so I'll be right back. You guys don't conspire too much while I'm gone, and try not to say anything unsightly on stream, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I will.
Hey, hold on. I'm ready to pass zone real quick. Hold on.
But the question is, will the will save?
I can't believe we got bit fucking boozled.
So wait. Do we know what actual spell it was, or?
I don't think we do.
Nope.
It could.
Yeah, it's easy to trade. At least it's not a ninth. Maybe it's not a ninth level spell.
Yeah, at least it would. I will give you credit there. Yeah, at least for the love of God, it's not a ninth level spell. It's like, are we about to fight like a fucking ice hag or some shit?
No one, Rami, feeling that great. We've had some stuff happen today. Also, Rami, ninth level spell.
Dragon.
So we literally just have to go forward. We've been stuck in the snow the entire time. You know, I have an idea. Let's see if I can. I think I know a way we could potentially speed up the cart, but I'll have to see when Raymond gets back.
Oh yes, we haste the animals.
More like lubricate the wheels. Again, wait, but I could also do that essentially.
Grease the wheels, baby. No. You need to roll to the snow when you can slide.
Also, Julie, I was gonna make a joke about this place being the consecrated snowfield. And we just suddenly see like these like medieval knight-looking ladies on top of dire wolves and shit, firing arrows at us.
What's up? What's the line? It's some Dark Souls 3, not Elden Ring. But,
Watch, we fight like a frost elemental or something.
Suddenly, a lady dressed in black garb with the scythe comes walking out the snow.
Oh yeah,
Sister
yeah.
Freed.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
play Sister Freed, bro. That was the first 3-stage Souls boss fight, and that shit fucking ruined me. I was so mad.
Guys, why is there a guy ahead of us with a giant pot? Oh no.
Oh no.
No, Julie, better yet, fire giant just appears out of nowhere with the
Oh.
fucking lid.
Oh. I mean, this is a place of giants, so.
Julie, no. Julie, you may be on to something. No.
I could possibly talk him down.
That is true. Karya does know a lot of. I mean, not a lot. He knows giant, and he has a high charisma.
I have high charisma.
Now you do.
Man, before my charisma wasn't too bad beforehand.
That's true. My highest stats are dexterity and intelligence, but that's about it.
Yeah, strength and con. Second is intelligence. And charisma, they're both actually 18.
We get it, Matt. You got the special race. You're the main character.
Funny enough, that was just part of my rolls. I think I got like 4 18s.
That's true. But regardless, yeah, plus that high number you get from your race isn't really. I mean, it's helping you a lot, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyways.
Yeah, no. The only reason I have the intimidation check bonus is because I have
Yeah, what's your intimidation? Because you have the strength thing, right? That has
my strength right now is a +8, so my intimidation checks are +17.
Yeah, you have a high as fuck intimidation.
Karya is a pacifist.
Fucking rip someone's spine out. I'm a pacifist, guys.
I'm a pacifist. I gave you a chance.
My highest.
I'm no soft eater anymore now. I'm a decent intimidate now.
What's your intimidate?
+9.
You guys can't even stand my -2 to intimidation.
That is true. That is true. You have intimidate.
I do have a +15 in alchemy though, so that's fun.
That's good.
Meanwhile, Vark in the corner, who's probably proficient in everything.
Skill monkey. It's an important thing.
He is the skill of monkey. But is he the monkey of skill? Julian, how has it been since you became a sorcerer?
Um, what do you mean? The remake or lore story wise?
Remake.
I did it like 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I very quickly I realized, the power of Artificer is too closely tied to downtime and money.
That's
Little
true.
too.
And it's also the class is literally was just a feat tree.
Yeah, I'm still going to use.
Yeah.
I'm still going to make use of it, but
Well, while
Uh,
everybody's bio breaking, I suppose I'm gonna chicken nuggy break. I'm gonna go make some nuggies. It'll take like 2 minutes.
Now it's
don't
only
you
me.
dare put jelly on those fuckers.
Can't stop me.
You know damn well he's probably about to put jelly on it.
Honestly, now that you kind of reminded me of jelly nuggets, I really want them. So yeah.
God damn it. Look what you did, Julian. Look what you did.
At least, can we, this, this,
So is Chico just in a lull in Vulpix right now?
yeah, I go. No, more like a Vulpix in the older region.
Okay, so you can use fire type moves, right?
No.
Alright, what if I give you a fire stone?
You see, my bloodline is that of electricity. Cause funny, haha, I traced.
Oh,
I
you must be the
electricity.
you must be the new fucking
History.
Paldean form. I see. Here's your Thunderstone.
Ah, you see.
Oh wait, what bloodline did you go with? Elemental or something like that?
Yep.
Oh, you went with your old combo.
Yeah. After I realized just how much Artificer was linked to downtime and money, I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, let's change that rope for right
No,
now.
that's good to know. Now eat the Thunderstone.
Oh yeah, but Pebby, did you hear what I plan to do with leadership though?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I think it's a pretty smart move on my end.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sorry. My brain works at twice the speed of yours.
Now a word from our sponsor, Bark Biscuits.
Reach out. Oh.
Bark biscuits. They're logically delicious. The end.
Bark biscuits. They're edible.
You gonna say any more about Bark Biscuits? We need the ad time.
Hello,
Yeah, I'm
my
back.
name is Vark. I am beloved. These are my biscuits. They're called Vark biscuits. You can eat
Viscuits.
them. Biscuits. Funny.
Yes.
They are made of natural ingredients, carefully selected to assure a healthy diet. Tasty and nutritious. Truly the best food in the world.
Or did you just put asbestos in your biscuits?
Quiet.
I'll take
Get
20.
yours now for $4.99.
Vark biscuits. They're to die
Bark
for.
biscuits.
Now available at your local Shaw's and Star Market.
what's it called? I'm still mad at all of you. Literally thought I would set myself on fire.
Yeah, because you mentioned fire, and you were like, "Oh, I can set myself on fire," and you
No, I
started laughing.
couldn't. No,
Well, I don't know.
I said, and quote, "Huh, I have fire resistance. I shouldn't have that. Let me change that." And I did. And
Oh.
then I mentioned, wait a minute, can they do this? Does this do this and that? Referencing towards my change shape to fox.
I will still be very fair and say that that is a Julian thing for you to do.
But Aiko's not Julian. Aiko's Aiko.
Yes, but she's plagued by Julian.
Fuck you.
It's not that bad. We didn't think that that was something you would do because you're an idiot. We just thought that was something you would do because you're chaotic.
Aiko isn't.
Julian, I know your favorite spell is the immolation spell from Dark Souls, but jeez, man.
I'm getting man, this is what getting bullied feels like.
No bullying.
Now with our next sponsor, Mallory, what's the name of your product?
What?
What's
Hello?
the name of your product?
What product?
You guys sell something. It's ad time. You guys sell something.
Oh,
It's like Bark has Bark biscuits that may or may not be carcinogenic.
oh. That's not good.
Yeah, I don't know what Sear is selling. I don't know what Sear is selling though. Probably something like
You're in
melatonin.
Vishada, Dream Tea. Definitely isn't a drug. It's just a tea, I promise.
Oh,
$420.69. That's the price.
oh Lord.
I see.
So what is Mallory selling?
Mallory is probably selling like I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Let me guess, Raid Shadow Legend.
Raid Shadow Legends.
It is
Raid
clear that
Shadow Legends.
Mallory would be selling rock biscuits.
Mallory would be endorsing in Vark biscuits.
But Mallory,
Okay,
they-
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Oh,
Remy, they're bullying me.
We've been having ad time while you've been gone.
Hello,
Beautiful.
Quest. Would you like some Vark biscuits?
bark biscuits. Where'd this come from?
We were having ad time.
Let's
Yes.
see.
Dark Biscuits and Siren Dream Tea. And Mallory Raid Shadow Legends.
As usual.
You
Okay.
clearly have the superior product.
Clearly. Mallory's
But
raisins.
Vark biscuits though, that they have all the necessary, they have all the essential ingredients for a healthy diet,
Mhm.
and also possibly
Yes.
asbestos.
Possibly.
Possibly.
You don't know yet.
Good thing the FDA doesn't exist in this world.
There's a 1 in 6. One of them has a. They all come with like a pack of.
Just imagine
Chance one of them has asbestos.
a
Okay.
healthy, nutritious, delicious snack that is fireproof.
Actually, speaking of asbestos,
All you ever need.
speaking of asbestos, though, did you know that the snow in the original
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, yeah, that was asbestos.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I
to
don't
be
know.
fair, it wasn't the only thing that was coursing through the bodies of the actors that was killing them.
Yeah,
God.
Wasn't the Tin Man's paint actually like had like lead
Lead-based.
like that?
It was lead-based,
Yeah.
and also, what was her name? The one who played Dorothy.
okay.
Dorothy.
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland. In order to keep her small, so that she could play the part of Dorothy as a young small girl, they had her on uppers to help with weight loss, because back then that was that was one of the major ways that girls lost weight, is they went to their doctor, which wrote them a prescription for uppers. And then to balance out the mood swings, they gave her downers, which then eventually, paired with alcohol, led to her dying of overdose.
Jesus Christ.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh,
Also-
during that
also,
entire
if I
performance,
recall-
she was constantly on both uppers and downers to try and both lose weight and keep herself from being too manic. Didn't.
Also,
Hmm?
if I think I don't know which one of the actors it was, but I think it was either the actor that was playing the lion, who's originally supposed to be the Tin Man, or was it just the Tin Man's actor who had a reaction to paint? But, either way, I think it was like one of the actors there was originally supposed to play
It might
Tin
have been
Man, but
the
then they were
the
like,
lion, because that might have been the reason he couldn't be the Tin Man.
yeah. So they simply swapped actors.
Hmm.
Scarecrow, I forget which one.
Anyway, so last we left off, Vark, Mallory, and Arya had discovered that they had, in fact, the entire group had been ensorcelled into an illusion. One that, I should mention, the damage you guys suffered is very real. Arya, you're still suffering from minor onset hypothermia.
Oh, fun.
Come save us. Also, can I transform back to human now?
I
Not
mean,
human
you,
frog form.
yes, you can. To your best approximation, though, you guys are still under the impression that you're in a blizzard.
Yes, correct. But I just want to talk at this point. I want to be able to communicate.
Well, shit, sure.
All right. With the sound of a pop sound, gets an cycles back.
I'm
Little
sorry,
little
Randall.
pop of displacement of air.
I'm sorry, Quest, but how you said that was funny to me.
What's that?
Well, shit. That's like how you said, well, shit, sure.
Yeah, I aim to entertain. Anyway, yes, so the three of you have assessed that the others are still inside of an illusion. None of this was real, but the effect definitely felt like it. How would you like to move forward?
Well, I think sending in probably Mallory, if they'd be willing, it would be faster because she's on horseback.
I would.
Okay. Mallory?
What if we simply return to the cart and attempt to steer it out of this area?
That was actually kind of my idea, but I now realize that nobody can drive the cart. We all need to go back. I'm gonna need to go back too.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming you guys go back. The moment you guys cross the threshold of where you stepped out, you're immediately in the grips of the blizzard once more.
Lovely.
As we approach the caravan, Karya will kind of call out, "Blizzard's fake." Kind of. Anyways, we're moving.
Time.
All right.
So it's an illusion?
Just
That's
can,
wha-
just
Oh,
only
yeah,
after we're out or away, we can start moving, or something like that.
You know, funny enough, can I how tall is Vark?
not.
Not.
When they ask if it's an illusion, I just like to grab Vark and lift him over my head so he can shout to them.
Oh.
What are you? Fine.
This is fine.
The weather phenomenon you are experiencing is one born from magic. It is not real. However, it is quasi-real, allowing you to suffer the ill effects of cold.
And you're shouting all
You
this
will be
through the sound
fine
of the
once you are
blizzard.
free from it.
Understandable.
This is all coming through half muffled as they're approaching through the storm. Every now and again, like half of a word will get caught in the wind until eventually they get close enough that you hear the tail end of that. Mostly just amounting to, it's not real, but it does hurt you.
I see.
Fascinating. So, we still around. Oh,
So,
let's do that.
Can we get moving, please?
Can you?
So, since they shouted to us, they're still like out there? They have not.
Well,
returned yet?
they've now finally got close enough because in order to even be able to shout to you guys, they would have had to been within
True.
within like 20 to 30 feet. Otherwise, nobody over the sound of the faked blizzard, nobody would have been able to hear each other. Yeah. Assuming that's how you do, Karya mounting back up on the driver's seat, Vair jumping back into it and shaking off the small layer of frost and ice that is built up on his scales as he slumps down into the leg well. You once more urge the definitely cold-looking horses, their manes caked with snow, to resume moving once more.
Mm-hmm.
And after about 3 to 4 minutes, you break through, and true to their words, the moment that it almost like a wave of people realizing as the imaginary line is crossed, in order of whoever is sitting further to the front to who is sitting further to the back, you each see that the snow built up in the cart, on Vair, on each other, just disappears. Like in a we call it in like almost like a print screen motion that just disappears, and you're no longer feeling the effects of the extreme cold. It's still chilly out. And there's still a bit of a breeze, but it's not a blizzard anymore.
Oh, good. Once we get out, I'd like to kind of hold up the cart and kind of turn back to the rest of them and explain. Well, unlike the rest of us that decided to actually stop and think about it, oh my god, excuse me. The rest of our crew has gone, well, they've gone and gotten themselves lost, for lack of a better term. If we follow the tracks, we might catch up with them, or we can stick on the original path of just trying to get there, but then we don't get paid, and subsequently, we don't really have much of a plan beyond that to find them, so we should probably hunt them down.
So you're telling me we lost a shit ton amount of time?
And
Yes.
people, it sounds like.
Correct.
We can salvage one of the two, at the very least, I hope. So,
I should remind you that your primary purpose here is to collect the debt. So you could still pursue that, or you could try and keep the whole caravan together to the best of your ability.
well, the issue with that is that even if we did collect the debt, we wouldn't know where Stanislav is, because they've gone.
Yeah.
with
Well, no,
the rest of
Stanislav is
Yeah.
back in we're back in Mordan.
Oh,
Sergei,
for
the
some reason
ghoul.
he was with us. Sergei.
The one who went off on the front cart.
Tempting as it may
See,
be.
I feel like we could go look for them just so we have like strength in numbers.
What time is it outside?
Time?
Like, what is it?
It.
Yeah,
Give me a survival. Unless you have some way of telling time otherwise.
it was more like just looking up in the sky. Is it about to be nighttime, or is it more stuff like that?
It's daylight.
But I will roll survival though. 27.
It's judging by the position of the sun, it's just about late afternoon. Take care, Celeste. Have fun at work.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Celeste.
We were hired to do a job, and it's late afternoon. I'd say we should continue on pushing forward.
Unfortunately, I agree. I'm glad the snow isn't real, and it sucks that we have to lose people. We're separated right now. We're alone. We need to find the others as fast as possible so we can continue on, and then maybe we can set out a search party later.
And we need to get that one. He's gonna put the Karya to strangle the hell out of the person who tricked us.
I don't have any intention of killing them. But aside from that, I hope you understand that if we decide to go off on our own, they might have a decent amount of supplies. But most likely we have majority of their supplies.
That's
Another
also
reason why I think we should probably go look for them. We need
just
strength
follow
in
the
numbers.
Can't we just follow the tracks?
That was my plan, and frankly, I don't know, well, probably won't be moving with double the speed because of the size of our horses due to the fact that we're driving a giant wagon.
I can try to help with the speed.
Well, if you think you can, but otherwise, most likely because of the size of these horses, we can probably go for longer, and I hope that they believe that they realize that they've gone off track. To have some loyal, how do I call this? It'll be good to have a favor for them. We save them, maybe they pay us back.
I agree.
I agree.
What's quick question. What's the what skill is used to track people down essentially?
Survival.
Survival.
Yeah, I could make a survival check.
Looking at the screen just gave me Oregon Trail PTSD flashbacks. Just don't go fording the wagon. You know what? It's a good thing they didn't pack any caulk.
Oh god.
Yeah, no, I aim for a little bit of Oregon Trail.
So this is
Also,
not
my-
typically. Oh, sorry. I'll let you go first, Julian.
No. You go, because mine's something I just noticed. This doesn't seem too important. You do your thing.
Okay. I know this is kind of not exactly what the spell is meant to do, in a weird way, but is there a way I could use the slipstream spell, kind of like on the cart, so like the wheels are lubricated and any snow that would be building up that could be slowing us down, or any mud that could be slowing us down, maybe could that way help speed us ahead a little bit? And if not, would it have any effect if I did it on the horses? Or if I did it once on one horse, essentially?
I'd say you'd have to do it on each horse individually.
Okay.
Because the wagon can only go as fast as the horses can. Horses are the ones who set the max speed.
That's true. Also, when you get a chance, can you take again what I sent you, Remy? Was that just something I just noticed real quick? Kind of a weird thing. Man, if you're curious, if you I'll just also probably send you this as well. This was easier to get to.
Maybe you got the third party file. Is that the one that's specifically quoted by the Kitsune, or?
Oh, that's third party. I just searched Fox on the.
Yeah, it's 3PP. 3PP means third party.
Oh, whoops.
Why not? Oh, that's what I call it. The one is The plus 15 would be from skills, and the plus 4 would be from racial modifier. However, that's a third-party version. I don't know why that's a thing. When Fox is already a thing part of the SRD.
Yep, I see it now. Whoopsie, that's on my.
Yeah. So
Oh, I'm tiny.
Yeah.
Not small. I'm tiny.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I guess that's why the difference. Though for some reason, the small version has a higher stealth benefit, which is weird.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that comes out to a plus 10. Yeah.
All right. Yes,
Yeah. That's the problem with third-party stuff. Sometimes it's not as cleanly organized as the SRD stuff.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was third party. That's on my.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't know what a lot of the like notifying marks mean. But now you do. 3 PP means third party.
3 PPs. Anyways.
Yeah. So in order for your cart to benefit, because the speed of the cart is determined by the max combined speed of its drawing animals. So in order to benefit the cart, you would have to cast it once on each horse.
I could do that. I have the spell slots for it.
I mean, it'd be a good idea. At least to catch up to them, because the further they go, the worse off.
Given your level, it will last for half an hour.
That's more than enough time.
Yeah, and they're both of their speed would be increased. Actually, it would go if we're traveling downhill or anything like that. That speed boost increases as well.
Grim, you can totally simulate those stats, especially if you use Velociraptor stats and you want to make a Castellari out of it.
Oh God.
Before we get a move on, I'd like to attempt to make 2 checks, if possible. I'd like to... This being more of my homeland, I'd like to, or closer to, I'd like to, 1, try and establish a nature check, trying to see how long they'd probably make it on their own, quote unquote, in this weather, and then I'd like to make a survival check to hunt them down.
Okay,
I'll make the first one, the nature check, which is only an 8, and then a survival check, which I got a +1 on for something, but I don't know if that's still a thing.
that was guidance. You don't get that anymore.
Okay, I wasn't sure, just had to make sure. 16. Not great, but not bad.
So, Karya, this isn't... As much as this is similar in some ways, this is not your homeland. This is... You are used to snowy, mountainous regions that are thickly wooded and configured in a different way. The reigning similarity here is there is snow and it is cold. You're used to mountainous regions where you have bluffs and caves to duck into, mountain animals to hunt and eat. This is an open field, pretty much. This is just vast tundra. The prevailing vegetation here is grass, with the odd shrubbery and lone tree. So, unfortunately, you're not able to give much of a survival estimate for the folks. They were fairly well equipped. Unless some freak phenomena like that happens again, they should be okay. But you couldn't possibly tell based on the area here. You don't know what sort of animals are normal here. You don't know what sort of monsters are normal here, besides the bullets you ran into. And yeah, that's about it. As for your survival check, well, you have the tracks leading off. The snow, at the very least, doesn't seem fresh, so it's not impeding. The tracks are still muddy and icy, and relatively clean and fresh. They should be followable.
Pretty easier to track.
Though that is, I mean, if it does at some point actually snow, rains, The longer you guys wait, the more the harder these trails begin to become to track. The time is of the essence if you want to stay on top of this.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, what direction are they going in relative, in a relative direction to where we have to go? Are they completely off course?
They still seem to be keeping a westerly direction to them, but they seem to be bending ever so slightly northwards. And then they start to diverge.
So they most likely wouldn't actually get to where they're going. They'd probably just be wandering aimlessly.
Yeah, considering the town you're aiming to get to is by a major river a little further south. Yeah, they're going to be shooting quite wide.
Okay, yeah, we gotta go get them. I'm not about
Yeah.
to let people die.
Yeah, I'm going.
I'd take it, but even then.
Yep.
Holo Holo's gonna go up to the two giant horses and with a little pat on their necks, I'm gonna cast Slipstream.
Okay. The next half an hour, each of the horses gains an extra +10 to their movement.
Yeah.
Going
And if
downhill,
we're
they
going
get
down?
20 feet. Unfortunately, this is mostly flat land, so
Oh, okay. Regardless, speed.
Yep, we'll hop on. Siren, do you have anything?
No, nothing in particular.
Okay, then we're off.
anything from anybody else
Yeah,
before we
we
continue?
are.
Yeah, anybody else I should ask? Yeah. Mallory died.
You need to try and fill out the map, though.
Okay. Photographer will be hard at
Just
work.
to help us with finding bearings.
Am I able to try and look farther ahead? No, never mind, never mind.
Hmm?
Doesn't work like that. Okay,
What do you
no.
mean?
I was maybe going to use Sift so I can like look ahead for the footprints, or rather tracks.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sift only works like 10, 30 feet.
Yeah, and a
ahead.
10-foot. No, it wasn't. It's like what's it called? It has a range of 30 feet, and I get to check one 10-foot cube. Yeah, no.
It's meant for usually like, what do you call it? Probing for traps or potential threats ahead, without actually having to get into like potential blasting range.
Yeah.
Or for like inspecting things that closely as if you were right in front of it, without having to actually get up in its face, or if there's like an obstruction. It's unfortunately a rather situational cantrip.
Yeah.
So, you continue ahead. The question becomes which trail to follow. They seem to have varying degrees of time before they diverge significantly off the path. One of them, the one you notice to be the one furthest ahead, and also has the shallowest wheel tracks, appears to stick primarily closest to the trail and diverge off the least. The other three, which have heavier tracks, are seem to be heading in roughly the same direction.
I have a feeling that the lighter tracks is probably the ghoul. And frankly, that's probably the most important person to get a hold of, because he's the one who can actually confirm we completed the job.
Yeah.
Well, mine votes for the ghoul.
Ghoul.
I'm with whatever decision you all make, so...
Gabagool.
Alright. Kari will kind of look back, do a double check, and once everyone's on, he'll kind of-
Vark's been scribbling notes again in this book, but he just nods.
yeah. All right. The ghoul is probably the one with the light tracks over there, so I'm thinking we have to go after him because, frankly, I don't think that he'd be able to handle himself much out there. So, let's go save him, yeah?
Yes.
Right.
As we get off, okay, I would like to look at Vark and say, since he's scribbling, what's he scribbling there, Mister? I'm curious.
A record of our journey. I am simply noting down that we have encountered the illusion, and that we are now pursuing the Sergei.
I see. Well, that's very good. What if this becomes a legendary tale? Well, it surely will be a story to tell.
Vark.
Yes.
May I, may I jot down something there as well? Just a small side note.
Oh, again, very personal.
You not have your own notebook?
Do you not have a book?
I'm afraid I don't. I'm sorry. I don't have the habit of bringing one. But really, it's a word on the side there in the corner of the page, if you don't mind.
For the fact that he's so far really just been blankly staring at people and things, for the first time he seems almost defensive. Like he squinted also slightly at you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's in my book.
Well, I won't if you don't want me to, but really, it's just on the corner. But of course, if you'd rather not, I respect that, of course. It's your journal, after all.
He slowly hands the pen over.
I draw a little smiley face in the corner of the page and hand it back.
Oh my god.
Immediately erases it.
No!
It tears the corner of the page
This
off.
is not relevant to the story.
You can have this.
I draw a little smiley face and write, Siren was here.
That's 3 things you lied.
Siren can't be trusted
Didn't
anymore.
do a sense motive.
It's a sense motive.
Okay. I take out my manacles and I
No!
Straight to jail.
Anyways,
straight to jail.
while you all make that debate, Karya is going to get a move on. While they all go in the back of
Everett-
smiley face drawing.
It's like fucking Vark is the Spock of this entire group.
Yeah.
So you continue this, aiming
I
to
would-
follow
I
the
would-
tracks.
I just imagine Vark with this stale face looking down blank as Siren's like, with a big old smile on her face, and she does that, and he just looks at it, then looks at her, looks at it, and then just completely ignores it and keeps writing. I'm sorry. Anyways, go on.
He just rips out the page and continues on writing.
Good to know. Okay, sorry, Quest, continue.
So I will post in the Discord channel really quick. Where is it? There.
This course of action is highly illogical.
Siren was here.
Nice. So, all right. Our local cartographer. Could I get a cartography roll or geography roll?
Let me. I'm gonna go with geography. Rip.
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
So,
Rest in
Uh,
pasta.
yeah, you're keeping at taking your own notes while the what do you call it? While the while the map is busy doing its thing.
Yeah, filling out.
Hmm?
Yeah, filling out.
And yeah, no, it's slowly filling out. I suppose the most striking thing about this terrain is the fact there is very little terrain to speak of. It's just open tundra for the most part, tundra and taiga. Yeah.
Tiger, darling.
The wagon continues onwards. You're following the tracks, and it continues for a good long while. The tracks keep going, which means that at least for as long as you've been traveling, it seems like the cart has been in constant motion. Or else you would have likely caught up to it.
Yeah.
Once it's in sight, can I call out to them? I suppose.
You don't see it yet.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. My apologies.
It's like they are in constant motion because you haven't caught up to them yet.
Okay.
Is it? Or I take it since because of the spell we're moving a little faster though. So are we gonna be able to potentially be able to get up to him?
Well, if they were going at a full pace and not just at a canter or a walk, thanks to the slipstream spell, you are now going around the same pace, but you do have to take your time because you're effectively going off-road. Any faster, and you risk both hurting the horses and the cart itself.
Okay.
So you're keeping a decent pace. You're not going to be able to go at a full gallop, though, not without risking something. Not a guaranteed issue, but it's a risk. So, the cart continues westward, a little bit northward. And since we've moved a decent distance, can I get another survival check? From one person.
I can roll, maybe. Whoever wants to, though, go ahead.
Whoever is going to be working to keep an eye on the tracks and continue following.
Okay. I suppose that would most likely be me, but if anybody wants to maybe help me?
I can.
Yeah.
Can I help?
Yeah, people can give assistance.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I will
I'll help.
roll for a
Give a little resistance.
24 with a 23 help from Holo Holo.
Oh, rip.
But
I actually thought I got.
Oh,
Damn. Can we use Mallory's? Joking.
No, we declared that I would. It's cheating.
so
Mallory's sitting in his own independent mount.
Actually, that is.
Mallory didn't declare that he was helping anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm doing all by myself.
So
I'm doing my thing.
Karia gets a total of 26. Mallory gets a 28.
Yay.
So Karia, you keep a eagle eye on the muddy tracks now that you have gotten some momentum, and you've got a decent idea. It's not just keeping an eye on the tracks themselves, but keeping an eye on where the little valleys are, where the little dips in the ground are, where the muddy spots are, what the horses would avoid, what the natural trails where they're forming, the way that the ground would, horses would directly, like, intuitively follow the shape of the ground, where they would try to avoid things, like they would try to avoid watery parts where their hoofs could get stuck. They would look for even dry ground that's, grassy than it is snowy or muddy. By following that, you're able to keep a pretty even track on wagon trails. Mallory, being mounted on a normal-sized horse and keeping ahead of the pack, is able to also help direct the cart in such a way that keeps it on the even track. And he's also able to keep an eye out for any sort of harder to see natural obstacles like dips in the ground, puddles, bits of sticky mud, things like that could, and then pass back a warning for Karya to then steer the wagon around.
Mm-hmm.
Because of this, you guys make pretty good time.
Yippee.
Very good. So now with this double time, are we coming up on seeing them? Are we coming up on catching up to them, rather?
Yes, actually. It is about... After about 5 minutes of this, you start to notice a bend, or a change in the trend of the direction. And it actually starts to... there's a portion where you notice in the tracks and where it becomes... the ground becomes more stomped out. There's lots of footprints. There's hoof prints. There's what seems to be drag marks. And a shifting of direction to go further, to go more in the direction of south. So something happened to cause the ghouls, Sergei's wagon, to direct itself southwards, vaguely in the direction of your actual intended target.
I see. So they reoriented then. Well, hey, it's not a bad idea. It helps us get there sooner. I suppose I'll just start steering us, continuing on the path. No reason not to.
And more than likely, they lost a little bit of time, which gives you guys time to catch up. Continuing the trend of quick travel and the dual-faceted teamwork going on between Karya and Mallory. You guys managed to make some time.
Though we're down, I think we're down 2 carts, right?
Yeah, but frankly, that's only good for us. I mean, well, it's not only good, but as I mentioned, a favor from a ghoul with a position of power, or at least connected to someone with power, is a lot better of a favor to get than a bunch of hired arms.
That is true.
Holo is actually gonna look over to Kari and he's gonna be like, "Aren't you worried about the people that got lost?"
Absolutely, but they made this mission and they decided to, well, for whatever the risks may have been, they're more than happy to risk their lives on this mission, and some have already died. If they end up going the way that nature intends, well, that's up to them.
I don't think this was nature's intent since it was an illusion.
But nature's intent to take their lives is more than fair.
That's true.
In a way, says yes, I guess.
Anyways, now that we've changed direction and we're making good time, do we see this cart yet?
Yes, actually.
I take it the sun's all.
I'm sorry.
We are. Yeah, you're starting to edge towards early evening.
Also, I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. So you're eventually you do catch sight of the wagon. And yes, there appears to be Sergei with his ghoul retinue of about 3. It was 4. 4. It was 4 ghoul guards and manservants. Adjustment on something.
Did any of us catch dysentery yet?
No, thankfully we've I don't need to cook food, so I'm all right.
Say
Great.
no just yet. We still have time.
I mean,
That's true. We do.
friggin',
we do
you're
have-
not immune to disease, man.
I know, but what I'm saying is, right now I'm okay.
Slight.
Y'all good?
Oh yeah, I've just changed my point blank shot to precise shot because of something I think
Yeah, the
I
elephant.
heard from
Elephant in the room.
yeah.
Right. I need to actually have the elephant in the rule elephant in the room rules written down because there's a lot.
There's a PDF
Yeah.
form.
It is so many pages.
Really, it's just a lot of
And you might notice that Mallory and the horse
In the back.
have more items in their inventory. It's because I unpacked the Inquisitor kit.
Ah,
is Roll20 being a dickhead?
it is.
Yeah.
Is I had a thing prepared, but 20 is kind of fucky lucky something. It decided not to keep my settings. Okay. Okay, there we go. And there. Okay. Got that? We all still with us? Let's do this.
Yeah, we're all here.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, you do catch sight of the wagon. They seem to have taken refuge in what looks to be a sparse copse of trees next to a butte of a rock, or just a butte. The word goes. They appear to have lost one of their horses and are currently huddled around the what do you call it? Huddled around their wagon, unsure of what to do, or at the very least, they seem to be in the midst of devising. They notice you approaching. Several of them hold up hands and begin calling out to you, while others busy themselves with looking around. One calming a horse, the one horse they have left. And yes, they seem to be flagging you down.
Run them over, car joke.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do a drift maneuver. Yeah, no. I'll get the wagon close up to them, and then I'll kind of lean over
Yeah.
to Mallory and go. Wait, what?
Let me just unpack my rules from the Discworld book I have for Cart Wars.
Oh, very good, very good.
Multi-road drifting.
Vera, you know what I'm talking about when I say Car Wars.
I do, yes.
And the fact that it's a GURPS system. The Discworld book actually has a parody of that in Discworld called Cart Wars.
Oh lord.
Yeah. Anyway, so how are you continuing?
Well, I was gonna say I'd like to pull the cart up close, but then I'd lean over to Mallory and go, "I'm not one for the. How do I put this? I'm not one for the cordial, slimy conversation that most of these people operate on, but I get the feeling you are. So, if you wouldn't be so kind, why don't you be our envoy? Speak to them and get a favor out of them. Bring them to our cart."
Very well. I'll just overlook your slighting of my character and
Yeah, this is the most backhanded, hey, you're good at this.
Strengths. He doesn't respect them, though. He also knows his weaknesses, and he doesn't respect them. Okay, but no, for real, we need. You definitely have the best charisma score out of all of us. So you being our envoy is not a bad idea.
I actually
I have
probably
20
don't
charisma, that's
have
what I mean.
Yeah.
Personally, I think Holo Holo's -2 to diplomacy is the true.
Either way, someone has good diplomacy. I trust.
I
you.
have good diplomacy at +11, so you know.
I have a decent diplomacy at a +5.
I have a
Listen,
+9. It's not the best, but it's alright.
Y'all
I
want me to
believe
talk
you
or
were-
not?
I believe you were thinking this.
yes,
I believe too.
I just want let's give Mallory
He-
this.
This is the right hand of your employer.
Exactly. This.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy knows us.
Yeah, exactly. This guy knows us.
You're treating him like
either way.
he's the first time talking to a sleazy card ownership dealer.
Oh, absolutely not. But we might be able to get something out of it. Either way,
Yeah.
Mallory, I trust you.
What? Wait. Out of character. What kind of favor do we want?
Why?
Just
The question is here: why are you fishing for favors out here in the snowy wasteland?
Yeah, I'm confused.
because this is the perfect opportunity once we're not in a snowy wasteland to use a favor.
I like to poke my head out and just kind of watch what's going on.
It doesn't have to be anything specific. Just, we help them later when we need help. Maybe money for funding something. We got help.
Holo Holo's gonna hold up his gold, but I have money.
They have more money than you.
You got 3
Oh.
seconds to speak before I jump in. 3. I'm kidding.
Speak.
You actually want me to?
Speak.
Okay, Checo, fine. Go and convince them with your
Okay.
full nature and
Yeah. Alright. So, okay. Give me a recap so I make sure. So, where are they at? We found them. They're in the snow.
They're ahead. They're in a loose copse of trees next to a butte, and they seem to be flagging you down. They are missing one of their horses, and that's about it.
Alright. So, Tycho's gonna step out, hop out the car, and he's gonna look at Karia and Valerie and go, "You really can't talk. You guys will." No. Karia Aiko looks at Karia and Mallory and go, "We know the guy. Come on," and walks over.
Okay.
She walks over and says, waving her hand, saying, "Hey, we see you," yada yada, and approaches Sergey.
As you hop off the wagon as it comes to a stop and you wave to them, the ones that are the couple of guys who are waving to you and shouting to you, their voices become clear, and you see that they're actually they're motioning down with their hands.
Down. Well, I guess I look downwards to see what they're trying to motion towards.
Can I get a perception from you?
Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy!
Nice.
Well, it's
You
nice
look-
knowing you.
You look down, and there's nothing there at your feet. But you see a shadow pass overhead.
Oh boy, oh boy!
Everybody, I would like
Uh.
you to roll initiative as the wyvern descends.
Oh my fucking kidding.
Well, nice knowing you, Julian. Jesus Christ.
This is why I
where are
refuse to be an
tokens?
envoy.
Where's our tokens?
Allow me to drag them out very quickly. Considering everybody else is still currently either mounted or on the cart, you guys will end up having to take a move action just to get onto the field of battle. That is not your location.
Oh.
Specifically for Karia.
Ask
Do I get-
I thought that was our cart, not gonna
No.
lie.
Oh, I thought that was
Dude,
our cart.
do I get a bonus to initiative since I
No, you're pretty much already there on the field.
Um,
Oh no.
Let's see.
Everybody else is going to require at least a move action to get off the cart and into the field of battle. Unlike everybody else. Unlike Chaco, who is already there, and you now know that they were motioning for you to take cover.
That's what I figured.
Hold on, I need to see something real quick. Change shape, yada yada yada.
Humana.
Standard action. Okay. Oh god. So
You know, Tremors was last session, Grim, where they fought a couple of bullets.
wait, where's mine? Wait, where's mine at? I don't see my token.
Right.
You know that scene from Skyrim where fucking when Alduin first comes out of fucking nowhere and grabs one of the guys and throws him in the air? That's what's about to happen. to Psycho.
You know, thinking about it, I don't think we've healed up from the last encounter. That's good.
Me who didn't take any damage. Besides the non-lethal damage, but I have a feeling this wyvern's gonna be very lethal.
Wyverns are unintelligent to my memory.
Oh boy. So there I am. So I'm doing some background information check to initiative 13. Okay.
Wait, actually, Remy, if he didn't regain his health, does that mean we didn't regain our spells either?
Nope.
Okay.
You're down
we-
2 win slots or whatever.
I am down to if we didn't even regain our spell slots from the bullet fight, I'm only down to one more spell.
Yeah, you got one more spell.
Yeah. Oh.
I've
Oh.
got 2, but
I have hexes. I can do that.
That is important.
Other than that, I don't have a cantrip or anything that can really do anything here to help.
Actually, Remy,
Mm-hmm.
I made a slight issue. I have to message you real quick. I made a slight issue. Um,
I just realized. I think
I thought it was built in. That's on me.
I took power attack.
All right, no, change shape allows you to change humanoid. That's what it is.
Whoops.
Well, hand wave, it's fine. It's a nice flavorful aspect of being a kitsune. I'll allow it.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, I believe the more pressing matter is the matter of initiative. Let's see, we have, for some reason, still the case.
Names again.
I'm gonna go alter that directly in your sheet. Properties. Nope. We have Karia, Flake, Saki.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But it's a wyvern humanoid by chance.
No.
Please.
No.
Wyvern what?
The wyvern humanoid. Pretty please.
No, in fact, if I remember correctly, wyverns are more bestial and don't actually generally even speak Draconic, so I might not even be able to talk it down.
Well, let's fucking pray.
No, I might want to try anyways. I don't
Oh.
remember. Quest, would that be knowledge that I just know, having grown around dragons of literally all kinds?
That'll be a knowledge arcana.
Okay, I can try and make that.
Oh yeah, can I also do something? I think I have a monster lore thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
that'll be a
monster
knowledge.
lore.
Yep. Knowledge arcana. That monster lore gives you a bonus based on your class level.
Okay.
Okay, knowledge arcana, so I get a +2 right now.
That was a fucking 6, so I don't remember if
Nope.
these are intelligent.
You didn't talk to wyverns much. You mostly dealt with half dragons, dragons, and kobolds.
Yeah, my main thing is I was mainly researching if they could talk in the first place.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, the way they were treated back at the roost, they were considered as something equivalent to dogs by the dragons and the half dragons. And as far as you're aware, that is roughly the equivalent they are to,
Oh,
to
wait,
typical dragons.
Arcana checking the wyverns?
Yeah, Mallory just checked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mallory.
for general knowledge and probably tips and tricks on defeating them or handling them.
Okay, so you're
Mainly if they have like something like light sensitivity or something.
They're poisonous.
so what you know about wyverns, thanks to that nice hefty roll.
Yeah, it's
They
a half
are
armor roll.
they are well, for one, they are quick flyers. They're voracious predatory hunters, territory to boot. Because they are dragonkin, they are immune to a few magical effects like sleep and paralysis. They're most well known for their poison, which saps your physical strength or your well-being. It specifically, it does constitution damage. And more often than not, when people warn you of a wyvern, they'll warn you not to get grabbed, and they'll warn you to watch out for the stinger. The poison does constitution damage, and they like to grab people and drop them from high up.
Oh no.
Also, contrary to a lot of people believe, they're a lot smarter than people think. They do in fact speak Draconic. They don't.
That's actually what I was gonna.
They don't
oh,
usually
sorry.
stop to talk to people because they're more upset. Because they're still not necessarily the smartest creatures. They're usually just more worried about the next meal.
I was actually going to say, because I failed, but I was definitely doing the same thing Mallory was doing. Could I lean over basically and go, "You remember anything about
First
these
turn of
things?"
initiative. Nope.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I forgot to roll initiative.
I have a plan. Did I roll initiative? I think I
You
got a
did.
6. I was like awful. Let's
You
see.
did.
There's turn order.
There you go.
7? Yep. No.
Where's the wyvern at? I'm scared.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
For the sake of simplicity, Sergei and his men will be acting on the same initiative order. Yes, wyverns, while semi-intelligent, aren't usually too concerned with the trifles of civilized conversation. They're
Civilized conversation.
mhm,
Hmm.
or conversation as a general thing. They don't usually stop to
Yeah.
talk to food. Specifically speaking, they have an intelligence of 7, because you rolled that well.
Oh, very
Ah.
good.
A 7.
I can
That is
work on
more than my animal.
Well,
I can
yes,
work
because
on
your
that.
animals have an animalistic intelligence. This thing has primitive intelligence.
Dang it.
So yes, Mallory, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, how far away are they again?
It would take a standard move action to get into the field.
Oh, well, Esmeralda has 50 speed, and I'm on her.
Well, in that case, you can get to the edge of the battle map and then move up to 20 feet.
Okay. Well, before I move, I'm gonna just yell out, "Don't let the thing grab you," and watch out for its stinger, because that thing's nasty. I didn't say the last part, but
Mallory
yeah.
breaks into a southern drawl as she rides into battle.
It's
Watch out, feelers. I'll reckon this thing.
I'm gonna wrestle me a wyvern.
I'm gonna razzle me a
Oh,
wabbit.
look,
shoot him down! Shoot him down!
look at that Sheila.
Hit him, Cletus!
crikey.
Get your shotgun!
Anyway, Mallory, how would you like to initiate combat?
Well, I'll initiate combat by
Crying.
stop that.
Crying.
Not now.
That's old Mallory.
It's old Mallory.
It is a free
Uh,
action.
Crying is a free
It
Hey,
action.
is?
what is the current brightness level?
It's early evening, so I would say daylight.
Okay. I will. Let me see. What do I have on me?
Bright light. Would be-
Yeah. Would I actually have that little pebble inscribed with the text on me still?
I know that Siren had a look at it, but she didn't ever. You never said you gave it to anybody. Just showed it people. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Well, I'm going to yell out to all the people in my near surroundings to you know at least like cover their eyes, and then I throw the pebble up to the wyvern, and before I throw it up, I casted daylight onto it for it to like shine bright into the wyvern's eyes. Take it out.
Flashbang. No. You know what Mallory just did? Mallory pulled a bright bug from Monster Hunter.
Yeah, flashbug.
Think fast, trickle nuts.
I have a flashbang soundboard clip. I'm gonna restrain myself.
Please do.
Please do.
What? We're not allowed soundboards on stream? Come on.
No.
Not
Exactly.
during session, please.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Flashback going out. Yeah, no.
I wanted to use the divine wind, but that's fine.
Only if it's really, really.
Okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the wyvern is sensitive.
Dang.
So you do manage to distract it for a moment as you throw the daylight pebble high. And then a weird thing happens.
Oh.
As the pebble reaches the zenith of its arc, it bursts into an aurora of multicolors, and then, like a rocket in a straight line, shoots north.
Oh.
God damn it! It's an ender pearl. Not
Oh
ender
my
pearl.
God.
Eye
Oh
of
my
ender.
god.
We gotta hunt this fucking. I can't believe we got the Minecraft map. We got the I gotta hunt. Okay, make mental note of where that fucking thing went.
North. Okay.
North.
Yeah, just like what's that kid? The Kardashian child. Northwest.
Northwest. Yes.
I was like I was thinking like Nolan North.
Oh yeah.
So, that's your turn, I assume, because that's the standard action and a move action.
Yep. And I can't do anything else.
Would you like to move another 20 feet? So you have
Oh. Yes, I would. I'll move 20 feet, so here.
Actually, see the dragon.
Bark.
Is the dragon on the map?
No, not yet. It's high above.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, I don't fucking see it. And I was like, wait a minute.
No, we did spot him in there though, right?
Yes.
Where is it currently?
Currently circling high
South.
above.
Okay, so basically above the current map. Okay. Okay. Well, first of all, Vark is going to spend, assuming that I can use the same action to exit the card and move towards the map area. I would spend my first move action on that. Ending up, I assume, here? Near the road, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then I would simply double move over here while retrieving another bottle of something liquidy as a swift action.
Okay.
But that'll be my turn.
All right. Sergei and his men are going to. One of them is going to duck the other cart. Sergei is going to take a position in his cart with a crossbow in hand. The other one is going to ready his spear and brace it. Wyvern strikes.
Oh boy.
As it dives from above, comes down.
Oh no!
Is nicked by the spear. Small amount of damage. As it then grabs the man, plunges its stinger into his chest, and then takes wing again, with the man in tow. Before flying about 60 feet up, dropping him on the road.
Can I direct your attention? Yeah, this will path. That'll work.
So this thing is dropping him, yeah?
Yeah.
Stabbed
Why?
and then dropped.
Because I don't quite understand what immediate actions are in Pathfinder, but
Reactions.
I have a
Immediate
so it's
actions.
action.
Yeah, immediate actions can be taken at any point.
Okay, I would like to featherfall.
Okay. What's the range on that?
Oh, 25 feet.
Plus 5 feet for levels.
Yeah.
So a 30-foot range.
I'd be close enough. Damn. Okay, that's fine.
So the wyvern swoops low, grabs both of his shoulders as the pike he's holding scratches it and stabs it in the stomach, Both taloned feet latch into his shoulders. The stinger comes low and stabs him in the stomach. The wyvern then takes wing, flies high, lets go, and the man plummets about 40 feet before crashing headfirst into the rock, and his head ruptures like a rotten melon.
Oh my god.
Click.
Okay. So to get off of the cart would be how much movement?
Just your move action in this case to be able to get onto the field.
Okay. Yes. Guess Flick will hop off of the cart, and I will head over here. Do I have any more movement?
You have your move action, which got you onto the field, and then you can use your standard action to make another, which you would have just done.
Okay. Is there a way to take cover underneath this rock?
I mean, yes, simply by being underneath it, if something were to attack you from above, that would give you cover.
Okay.
Which would give you, which would give you a increased AC against anything from attacking you from above.
Okay, yeah. So in that case, I think I might hold position here, like what Vark's doing. With my rapier armed and ready to go, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Siren.
Okay. God damn it. I don't really have much in terms of spells. So hold on. Where are we positioned? Okay. Just so I'm within range. I'm gonna move.
I was repeating what I said before. Your movement action
Yes.
will get you onto the field because you're currently in the cart.
Yeah, that's okay. I just yeah, so I'm actually there. Okay, that's okay. I just want to be safely in range of our party members. So I'm gonna move. I want to say here, and I'm just gonna bring out my my shield and my sickle. I really can't do anything else.
Okay. Yeah, there's always options of like. No, I'm gonna same thing. Go backseat. Hello. Debbie. Are you muted?
I was muted. Yeah, gonna get off. Gonna obviously get off the cart. Okay, so I'm right here, and yeah, I can move just right there, and I'm just moving. Since Hex ship is a standard action, that's just gonna be my turn. Kimco.
It is my turn.
It's your turn.
Lucky for you, you don't have to.
First things first, because haha, I am in danger. I'd like to cast Mage Armor, please.
Go for it.
I think I don't know if there's to roll about it, but
There isn't. You just get first
Yeah.
+4.
Yep. Just a +4 to your AC.
how do I add that? And how do I add that to my sheet? Is there any way I can just 4 like that?
I
That work?
roll initiative to negate the mage armor.
I think that works for now. It doesn't matter. I apply a Mage Armor to myself as I hurry to put it as close as I can to the rock.
Okay.
With about 15 feet of movement.
Yep.
Oh, here I think it was.
It's your turn.
Terrified.
Aria.
Okay.
Your far-flung
So-
draconic cousins is currently looking very hungry.
Yeah. I have a question, quote unquote, because as we stated last session, Vair, by all accounts, can carry me because of a feat, and I think that that's dumb. But would it be possible, since Vair could just fly from the cart, does he have to use his move action to get down? Is the question.
Well, the move action is not just to get down; it's to get onto the field.
Okay, but what I more so mean is, I can use his full movement basically, or would I still be using half because it's flight?
Depends. Are you flying or are you walking?
Well, I was going to have Vair. Kari would basically use his move action to get mounted, quote unquote, on Vair, but really what it would be is Vair's just carrying him. And then they'd both fly probably to about here. It'd be about here. It could go this distance.
There's still the distance to cover to get onto the field itself,
Okay.
which is
And
roughly
what-
30 feet.
Okay. Well, either way with that, that means I could still, with Vair's movement, I could probably get to about here. Okay. All good. That's fine. I will do that then. Vair and Kari, I'll grab them both. Boop. I can't control Vair for some reason. That's alright.
Second. Here. Settings. Right now.
There we go. Yeah, I got him now. Shoot. We'll both just move up here. And, oh, Mallory didn't move, huh? I just realized that. Well, either way, I'll call out and,
Wait, what?
Mallory
I
didn't
was a
move.
little.
I'm calling out to you.
Oh yes.
Is this thing stupid? Can it, like, understand me?
It speaks Draconic, which
That's
I
enough
assume
for
can
me.
speak. Oh yeah. How did everybody else move?
We're all here.
Yep,
on the
everybody's
map.
here.
Okay.
Well, I have a plan. Alright. That's my turn. I cannot do anything else aside from, yeah, no, I'm out of movement, and
Okay.
I guess I'll just take cover. I'll take the dodge action along with Vair.
Dodge action. Isn't it
It's,
dodge
you know,
feet?
It was. I know. So, yeah, I don't actually have that. Actually, wait. Yes, I do. Wait.
You?
No, it was revised. It's no, I do not. I thought it was removed and just something you could do like power attack, but no, that is incorrect.
No, now it's part of mobility.
Yep. I understand now. I just read it. All good. That's my turn. We can't do anything else.
So Mallory, what do you want to do?
Well, firstly, I'll move over. Oh, I have my ruler on. I'll move over here, which is 25 feet. Boom. Bam. Pow. And, well, since, so what's his name again? Karya asked if the wyvern could speak any languages. I assume that he has a plan of diplomacy. So, I will. Wait, what's the wyvern doing right now?
It's currently
Just murdered a man.
currently midair above the rock. We dropped somebody.
Is looking at us?
I mean, can't tell. It's currently flying. It's not exactly like craning its neck down towards you guys.
Okay. Well, just in case, I'll cast hedging weapons.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How do I unprepare a spell? Or like remove it from my prepared?
You click the X to the left of it.
No, that's to reset. That just removes everything. Or,
No.
yeah,
Not
removed everything.
at the far left, you fill the circles, right, to prepare them.
Yep.
And then the X that removes, if you have the multiple, just click these the circle left to it.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. I see.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you cast hedging weapons.
Also,
You
let
get
me
a
message you a message.
okay. You get a +1 bonus to AC. I mean it. Yeah, I mean honestly, we'll be coming up on time in roughly 20 to 30 minutes anyway. So we may cut this in the middle of combat,
Okay.
just so people can get sleep. Because I know Lynn will have to go in 20 minutes as well,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
if not earlier. So yes, you get the +1 deflection bonus to AC. You now have a hovering longsword next to you.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. Mark.
Okay. Vark pulls out a little capsule, kind of similar to a pill in modern times, and he grasps it firmly in his palm, careful not to break it. He's now holding a pill in one hand and a bottle in the other, like a goddamn addict. And he looks over to Karya.
Who is?
Are you sure?
I believe
can-
Kari is currently like 40 feet above you guys.
No, I'm not flying. He dropped us
Okay.
off.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I could technically be up there. So I'm taking a moment.
Are
Okay.
you sure you can talk with this thing?
I
Emphasis.
know that
Then
there's one thing I know about all dragons, and that's that enough intimidation will get you somewhere. I might be able to talk it down.
very well. I'll connect as bait if need be afterwards.
Oh,
Oh dear.
what are you doing?
For now, nothing, as I delay after Karya.
Oh, good.
Hey, if you're going to delay for after Karya, that sets your initiative, let's say,
Down to 5.
down to a 5. Stanislav, Sergei's turn, as he's going to hear from his cover inside the wagon and fire a pot shot at the wyvern. It's going to miss. Surprisingly. Well, perhaps not unsurprisingly, but not exactly a slouch in terms of AC. The caravan guard that is left is likewise going to take a shot. Miss. Wyvern's turn. Question is, who does it go after next? As it maintains its flight, in order to do so, it must maintain motion in the air. Continues circle.
Oh boy.
Fact about flight, in order to, if you maintain airborne status, unless you have maneuverability of perfect, which gives you hovering, you have to stay in motion in order to stay airborne. Yeah. Why? I will think. Like.
How high up is it again?
Roughly 60 feet.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll move closer to the rock wall, still with my rapier out. That'll be it. Keeping my back to the wall. Not necessarily to ensure that it gets us cornered, but rather to maybe bait it into maybe impacting the wall if if we can like juke it quick enough. However that might work. Yeah, that'd be my turn.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. I have this thing. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna copy paste this to you, DMs.
Okay.
And that is for. Or I can just whisper roll it. Yeah. So, if I wanted to attempt, the last part of it, the ranged bull rush. I just want to make sure, would this involve me impacting with it, or would it be like it's stated
It's
here?
ranged. It's not like it's shooting you forward. It's you are shooting a gust of air.
Okay.
That is 30 feet. This thing is 60 feet up, so you'd have to find a way to bridge that last 30 feet.
Okay, so I am just going to move. Site. Well, it's up in the air anyways. I'm just going to move over here.
Okay.
And that is my turn. I can't think of anything else to do.
Right. Echo.
60 feet in the air, yes.
Yes.
I should have looked at this beforehand. What's the range on this bad boy? I touch attack. 30 feet, so no, not for that. Well, but the only thing I can do at this current point is, I wonder, I'm going to regret this. I shoot magic missiles at it.
I think it has.
Sure.
spell resist.
Huh?
Nothing. I was just talking. I was thinking out loud. I'm sorry.
You're good. I shoot magic missiles at it. It's like,
Okay.
yeah. 2 damn.
As you
I shoot.
Hmm?
I
Go ahead.
get 1+1. Yeah, 1d4+1 missile, and I get additional missile. So I shoot 2 missiles. So, yeah.
every 2 cast levels.
So that should be, yeah. So it should be 4 damage total, I think.
Well, you roll another
Since I
d4.
shoot 2. Oh, right.
Each missile is 1d4 plus 1. Oh,
Alright, and
that's a
then
total of 7 damage. As you conjure forth 2, I'm going to assume flaming darts in this case,
Well, no. Flaming? Why flaming?
because flavor. Yeah, no.
Well, again, why flavor? Why flavor? Because I'm electric bloodline, remember? Not
Right,
fire.
yes. Okay, yes. Sorry, I thought it was fire for a second. Yeah, no. In this case, 2, what do you call it?
Electrical sparks.
Or darts made of compressed air, whichever you want to do it.
Can I rub my hands together and make 2 darts appear?
Sure. Rub your hands together. 2 slim darts, each looking like a zip of electricity, fly forth and impact into the side of the wyvern, doing 7 damage.
I'm gonna regret this.
Hello, hello.
Right. Yeah, I managed spell slots now. So
Well, it's a good thing you attacked it right before its turn.
So, here's a question: the range of Evil Eye is 30 feet, but it's also like 60 feet in the air. Is it still considered in range, or?
No.
Okay, then.
In this case, you're looking for the hypotenuse.
Okay, well, in this case, I can't do anything, so I'm just gonna move over here.
It's a distressing amount of people here who have class features and spells that have a range of exactly 30 feet.
Yeah.
Also, we're also like don't have any at all, or at least I don't. I only have 1 spell slot, and even the prepared spell I have isn't helpful right now.
Well-
Vair could throw me at him.
someone made it. Maybe if the wire wasn't such a bitch.
Anything you'd like to do, Hollow Hollow, or
No, if it's not technically within range, I can't do anything
okay,
right now.
Karya?
So,
Okay. Looking to Vair, I will I'll kind of give him a bit of a nudge to kind of assist in what I'm about to do as a bit of a show of power to potentially stave this thing off, because even though it is a I might not have grown up around these things. They were treated like dogs. At the very least, that means that they can be pacified.
Well, not so much that they were treated, because there weren't very many in your. They were more just regarded as them. In many cases, they were regarded as being below even being in the roost.
So what I'm going to do is, with Vair's help, I am going to step forward, and I'm going to attempt an intimidation check by calling out. I think I got a good one. I'll pull my spear, plant it in the ground, stare at him, and go Vataka, which means kneel in Draconic, in an attempt to basically frighten this thing into not necessarily fealty, but in general, telling it to back off.
What you're doing is what is referred to as a demoralization check. In this case. Okay.
I will roll intimidation.
Roll intimidation with a -4 due to size difference.
Okay. Can I also roll it with Vair, because I would have him help me?
Yes, he will do an assist action.
Okay. So does that do anything to the roll? What is that?
If he gets a high enough roll, that gives a +2 to your roll. Wow, that is literally the lowest you could roll.
Damn.
And it's still an 18.
Wow.
That's a hard F.
It's wild to me.
Luckily, no automatic failure on a nat 1 on a skill check, yada yada.
And Vair got an 11. That was thankfully there is no automatic failure, but that sucks.
Isn't the DC for assisting 10?
Is it?
Could be 5. No, wait. 5e is just automatic.
Yeah, you just give them advantage, I believe. 5e.
Yeah.
Hit another in Pathfinder. If you roll 10 or higher on your check, you get a +2.
Dab.
So that's a 20.
All right.
See. Okay, you actually succeed. It is shaken for a round.
Okay.
It, at the very least, the volume with which you shouted seems to have thrown it off. As it hesitates a little bit, as you saw it was turn to do something, and then hesitates, and then seems unsure of its next action.
I don't believe I can do anything else after that.
No. That is
Okay,
a
'cause
standard
I think
action
that
to
does
do.
that is a standard action. All right.
I love how we're all just waltzing around it, just not being able to do anything. Karya screamed at it, and the dragon is now confused.
Oh.
I mean,
Level 3. Level 3.
I mean, we're all just our max range seems to be level 30 feet, man.
So, quick question: what was the condition that gave it? I just
Shaken.
don't- I didn't. Shaken. That was it.
It's a -2 to its attacks, saves, and ability checks.
Oh, okay, very good. Before I end my turn, I would turn to everyone and say, if you can help it, try keeping it alive. I have another idea, but you know, if it's gonna kill us. And that's my turn. We can't do anything.
Right.
Vark, it's up to you now.
Vark strides forward onto the open. And then, following up on Kara's cry, he in Draconic shouts, "Look at it falter! It is weak! It cannot bear to stand the sight of us! Come! Fight! Kill me!"
The exact opposite.
Get him.
So what exactly are you doing? Is this another demoralization check, or?
I'm trying to goad it into attacking me.
Okay.
Oh.
At least
Taunt.
visibly.
You said you had a bottle and a pill with you.
Yes. I am drinking the bottle. It is antitoxin.
Ah.
Oh, very good.
Oh.
That was a swift action thanks to accelerated to drinker. And as a standard action, I prepare to do something with the pill once that thing swoops down.
Okay. Mallory.
Well,
I
since we're out,
to explain, sorry, really quick. I was basically trying to use its startled moment, its shaken confidence, to prick at its weakness, to make it angrier at me.
After this, we need to give Vark some therapy. Anyway.
well,
I think a lot of
we
people in
don't
this party
want
need
Vark
therapy.
dying.
That is true.
A lot of
Yeah.
people in this group need therapy. I'm going to be real honest. Anyway,
That is
Mallory.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
Well,
adventurers.
since we're all going into the we adventurers, am I able to use my intimidate to force it into acting friendly?
There is a thing for influencing an opponent's attitude.
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
count as a passive? I don't know mechanically how it would be, but wouldn't it be more this actuality is a pacification effect?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was attempting to do, to pacify the thing by literally commanding it to kneel. I don't
know mechanically how that would turn out, but
I don't know right now if we could convince it. I think maybe if we beat it up, it might be a little more willing. Or it might just run away. And frankly, either is a pretty good idea right now, because I
Yeah.
don't feel so good.
Either way, it's also confusing because Vark just attempted to goad it into
listen, if we
Yeah,
over
I would
listen,
say
if we overload it too, it's another
Yeah.
way that
I would say, were that your opening gambit, maybe, but it is currently being bombarded by people shouting at it. It's the fact it's listening to even one of you at this point is already a lot.
Yeah, that's very
Ah.
true.
what's it called?
Hmm.
And I mean, another way you can just do it is overstimulate it, where it goes, yeah, no, fuck this, ain't worth it.
That'll just make it go crazy and attack anything it sees.
Well, it depends. Some people swear by that's how you get rid of sharks.
I guess that's true. Anyways,
Turn it on its head.
not to steal your turn there, Mallory. Well, continue. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll just bless everybody.
Oh, good.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Hey,
Everybody gets a +1 to attacks and to saving throws against fear.
Alright.
rains down in Africa.
If you die, I'll kill you.
Oh,
Understood.
understandable.
Have a nice
The
day.
real morale boost there. Okay. Yeah. Sergei, for his part, has taken cover again and is shooting once more. And miss. Wyvern's turn.
No, I'm terrified.
I'm gonna. It's the wyvern's turn. ... 1 second.
Yeah.
It does a nosedive towards Vark.
As
Nosedive, you say?
As in, it pretty much lands right in front of you and goes for it.
Good.
What is your prepared action?
I want to thrust my fist into its mouth.
Oh,
Are you gonna lose an arm for this?
Maybe.
I don't know if there's rules for forcing somebody to imbibe something.
Maybe it's one of those where you accept the attack by letting it hit you, but
I'd say
like
it would be more like a combat maneuver.
Yeah, it's like a grapple check, I think, in a
I'm not
weird
good.
way.
I'm not good
Yeah,
at
I can
those.
see a
unfortunately.
grapple. I can
Yeah.
see a grapple. That would make sense.
If you're
Wow.
jamming something in its mouth, though, I'm good at grapple checks.
A little late for that.
A little late, but
Yeah.
here we are.
Give me a CMB roll.
This will be good. I'm actually really excited. I hope this works.
Okay,
What is
I'm
CMB?
going to use inspiration on this.
Oh.
Since it's combat, it takes 2 charges of that, not 1. Oh boy.
oh boy, 3 a.m.
Okay.
Okay.
21.
One.
22 plus.
Right. That's to attack rolls. That's
Right. Might not. Actually, let me roll over.
because CMB is Bab, Strength, and Dex.
Plus CM.
Well, with that being
Yeah.
said, since CMB has those benefits kind of added up, and Bless has benefited those, wouldn't that count?
No, because Bless is specifically attack rolls.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
It
it
doesn't-
doesn't apply. 21.
your
20
CMB doesn't go up when you even include the temporary attack in the weapons attack banner.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, 21 is still pretty solid.
Unfortunately, it doesn't beat the Wyvern's CMD. It's combat maneuver defense. It has a not insubstantial strength.
Unfortunately.
Everyone says Wyvern, but not Halvern. How Halvern you doing? So as it goes in, attacks poised snout in your face as it grinds to a halt in front of you and readies to swipe at you. In a very daring act, you try to shove this pill in its mouth. But whether it's the mortal fear of its razor-sharp teeth, or if it's the what do you call it? If it's the awful breath, or it's the massive size of this thing, something you're not able to get your hand in there. I believe you don't have any of the improved maneuver feats, do you?
I do not know.
In that case, you provoke an attack of opportunity.
Unfortunate.
As it then starts off with a jab of its tail, which will, I'm fairly sure, hit.
AC is 20, in case it matters.
It's a 27.
Unfortunate. Yeah, that's absolutely it. Okay.
Unfortunately, the stinger lands home. Take 8 points of piercing damage. Must make me a fortitude save against poison. That plus 5 bonus from the antitoxin.
Yep.
Oh,
That is-
A bad time for a natural 1.
It's okay. I'm right there with you with the nat ones.
It's okay.
that is highly unfortunate.
Well,
You
that's still,
take-
what, a 16? I don't
Uh,
think it'll beat it, but
that it. No, actually, it comes up just short. The DC 17. As you take 3 points of constitution damage.
Alright.
Shit.
As you feel the like you feel the cold stinger pound through your stomach as it strikes its preferred spot of the abdomen, and then there's the hot jab of poison coursing through you, and you feel your body sicken and convulse. That's its attack of opportunity. As it will then.
That was 1 hit die lost, so I lose 3 more hit points.
Yeah. Constitution damage is nasty because it lowers your maximum hit points.
Okay.
What?
After the wyverns, this is a bad time, but after the wyvern's turn ends, I have to go.
I think it might be a decently dramatic point.
Yeah.
What's your CMD?
My CMD is 19.
It gets 21 as it grapples you. As with its stinger lodged in your abdomen, it then grabs you with one of its talons and then takes wing again as it utilizes its flyby attack to then take off. It moved 30 feet already this round. So, wait, no, actually, I may have misread. No, I was wrong. Flyby attack allows you to attack, attack, not move, attack, move. So, it doesn't immediately take off with your boy Vark. It does, however, have a firm grip on him. And,
No.
Use this.
Unfortunately, because it has managed to grab you,
Oh no.
its rake effect activates.
Uh-oh.
Well,
I'm.
it was nice knowing you, Vark.
Not
No,
dead yet.
Mark!
Not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
I love how imagine how demoralizing it is, where everyone's like, "We'll miss you." He's like, "I'm alive, you fuckers."
I can almost hear his.
So,
I can
you'll be
still hear his
happy.
voice.
You'll be happy to know that the first claw attack, the first talent attack, is a nat 1. So, despite even with the poison coursing through your veins and the stinger in your stomach, it's got a loose hold on you, and you feel the claws try to dig into you, and you're wriggling free. You don't get loose, but it's enough that you get one shoulder loose for a second before the claws can really dig in, and the other one punctures through your shoulder meat, dealing 6 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
Vark, now I'm dead.
No, I'm still good actually.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Oh, Vark's beefy.
Well,
I will now roll to attack Vark.
Ah, yes, the great
Put
betrayal.
down.
The great betrayal.
Now I
Finish
will
the
start
job.
Yes. Vark is okay. He's not looking great, but he's still alive. Violently, I assume, gritting his teeth as this massive creature is leaning its weight on him and obviously widening its wings, its next intent to take off and throw this man from high up.
I am still attempting, like basically trying to
Like,
push
eat your
my
medicine,
fist
take your
between
meds.
its fangs.
Take
Yeah,
your meds.
basically. Yeah.
So yes,
Open its jaw!
Hey, question. I have to still change anything, but did Vark get a +1 to any of his saving throws, or did you actually add that?
from what?
Bless.
No, bless is only for fear.
Less.
Only for
yep.
fear.
Oh.
I think we're thinking of aid. It might be something.
Yeah.
AIDS.
Aid or resistance.
Yeah.
And with that, seeing as it is 10 past midnight for me, and about time for us to wrap up, because that's session, typically, we will pick up the next time as we resume with Vark being violently mauled. Thank you all for coming.
But now I pose a question for next time. Do I try and like maneuver around them so I can at least like I don't know, like buy some time for Vark, or
mean,
do I
you-
just go up to the wyvern and shove my rapier up its ass?
Well, it
Do
is
that.
in the air.
The,
Yeah, do
the
that.
eternal question.
Oh.
They'll be answered next time on Simple Walk.
Yes.
Path.
Simple Path. It works either way. The original name. Simple
Yeah.
Path was just because we changed it to Pathfinder. Anyway,
A minimalist stroll.
A minimalist stroll.
because even cuts a
In a
tomato.
maximalist battle.
Yeah.
Tune in next
Easy
time to
ride.
see
Fucking
Vark getting
Easy
bored.
stroll.
No.
I'm definitely
Next
I-
time on
Grim-
Dragon Ball Z.
Grim, what do you call it? Ironically enough, that's a deep cut of a reference. It still cuts tomato. Yeah. You two can call for the Wyvern Claw knife block set. Now, next. Wait, call now and you'll get it by next week as we show off how it dices through an entire party.
Hopefully, I'll be able to convince this thing to stand down, and maybe I'll make a friend. But
I
Mm,
assure
yeah.
you,
Easy boy. Please.
if you help me put that fucking pill in its mouth, it will not be fine, but it'll help us immensely.
I'm okay with
Yes.
while they
also-
strategize and everybody else goes to sleep or goes on with their days, thank you very much everybody who came, and thank you for my players for playing. I'll see you guys next time.
Exactly. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Yes.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Good day to you.
Auf Wiedersehen.